5,000 plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Jackery stream. James here, your host on this beautiful Black Friday sales and, of course, long shows. Now, I want to welcome everybody here and hope you guys are having a great Friday. That's right, it is definitely Friday. Well, for some of you, you may get a weekend off. For me, we're going to be streaming. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do all this other cool stuff like that as well. Now, first and foremost, like we always do, we're going to talk about the banners. That's right, there are some banners. I'm going to say that direction. Now, we do have Fernando. If I pronounced your name right, hopefully I didn't butcher it. I believe it is Fernando with us. He is actually a member of the Jackery team. Will be in chat to answer questions if you guys need anything answered or if you guys need like discount codes posted or anything like that. So if I butchered your name, I do apologize. First time working with you today, so just gonna go hide in the corner if I messed that up. What you guys think? You guys think I messed the name up? Now with the guys, we're gonna talk about the banners like always. First and foremost, we have that banner that says best priced guaranteed. Now what that means is any time between now and December 2nd, if you happen to have purchased one of these products and you see it at a lower price, reach out to customer service with them and you'll get refunded the difference, which is actually kind of cool. That's something new they're doing just for this Black Friday sale, which is amazing that they're doing that, right? Second is we have that 5% off discount code. Now that 5% off discount code works with anything over purchases over $1,500. Now there are some exclusions with that discount code though. First and foremost, you can't get the 1000 V2 with that code. You can't get the 1000 V2 with the solar panel with that code. You also cannot get either of the 2000 V2 deals that are in the carousel tonight with that code. Anything else is up and free game for you guys to use it on, which is kind of cool. Now, we are going to mention, of course, that banner that's rotating at the bottom. The 1000 V2, that is on sale for $349 tonight. That is a large savings. You do have to click the $50 clippable coupon on the webpage to get that for that price. Second and foremost, you guys can get, of course, the 1000 V2 and the 200-watt solar panel for $699. That is actually a 46 to 47% savings, which is a phenomenal price point as well. We then have, of course, the 2000 V2 package deal, or 2000 V2 station. That is going to be coming in about $791 for you guys tonight. So that is going to be your deals of the night. And that, of course, is in that banner. So if you guys need to see it or if you guys need the code for those banners, just mention it. We'll post it in chat for you. Now, I do know that I am multi-streaming at this point, so I am on many different platforms. So if you guys are following from a separate platform, come over to the Jackery site on Amazon, guys. Give a follow, hit a like. It costs you nothing to do that, and you guys will be first to see the codes and all of that. Now, I believe Justin or Mrs. Dragon Blogger will be popping in for the Dragon Blogger side to help with some of that as we go with this. But now we're going to start the show off with what could you use some of these products for? Well, technically, you could use any of these products for a bunch of different ideas. First and foremost, you guys could use it to charge your kids' toys. You guys could also use it to charge your phones. You could use it to run your whole household with a couple of these. We can actually kind of give you a little glimpse of what I'm talking about. And it's not going to be that one. It's going to be this side. And of course, we go down to the preset. It's going to be that item right there. That item right there can allow you to run your whole household without a problem. Now, I'm not sure why my cameras were off place, but they were a little off place. So, you know what? We were messing with them beforehand. We're up and going. So with the guys, we're going to start off with some of the smaller stations, and we're going to circle back around. We'll probably make it through the whole carousel at some point, so we'll circle back around at some point as well. We're going to start this show off with the 100 plus power station. Now, the 100 plus power station is their smallest station. Now, their smallest station may be small, but it packs quite a punch, and it actually does very, very well for you. I'm going to reach back and I'm going to actually grab that. Now, this is the 100 plus power station, all right? This is a 2-pound package, literally 2.25 pounds. Does come with its own cabling, a USB-C to USB-C 100-watt pass-through cable. Now, I actually could have used this cable, but I have to show it on camera, so I didn't use it, so we're down one camera right now. With it, it's also going to come with the 8020 adapter with the USB-C port, so you guys can plug in, let's say, a 100-watt solar panel, a 40-watt solar panel, or maybe one of the panels off of the 500X. That's an 85-watt panel. So it can and would be able to use that with this. Now, 2.2 pounds TSA approved. What does TSA approved mean? It means it can actually go through a TSA checkpoint inside the airport. If it can go through the TSA checkpoint in the airport, it can go through, of course, your checkpoints on the trains and your planes and buses and, you know, all of the other cool stuff. Maybe it could go through on a cruise ship. I haven't tried that, so I don't know if it'll go through a cruise ship checkpoint, but you could try. Of course, with this, guys, 99 watt-hours of power, 31,000 milliamps in this little package. Now, this little package is actually very, very well done and beautifully designed. Now, I'm actually rotating it on purpose because if you guys notice, there is no damage to this product. Well, it actually fell off a shelf about 8 feet or so. I think it's about a 7.5-foot shelf it was sitting on. My wife dropped it the other day when she was doing her nesting and reorganizing the house. There's no damage to this thing. Not one scratch or ding on it. It still works perfectly fine. It has two USB-C 100-watt ports. Those 100-watt ports are, of course, two-way accessible. It can actually charge 100 watts inwards and 100 watts outwards. So you guys can charge the device itself through those USB-C ports, or you can charge devices off of it through those USB-C ports. It will and can determine if it is an input or output charge, which is beautiful with that intelligent battery management system that's built in. On the other side, you're going to have a USB-A 18-watt port. And if I hit the screen, you guys are going to see that it came on just like a press of a button. Please ignore the broken finger that I am attempting not to show you guys the big old cut on right now. What could this actually power? Well, technically it could power a bunch of different things. It could power your Stream Deck. It could power your Nintendo Switch. It could do your Keystone lights. It could charge your DSLR batteries. It could charge your iPhone 6 times. It could even do a Nintendo Switch for about 4.5 hours. Now, I've actually done the Nintendo Switch on this actually on stream. We had a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor running for about 3.5 hours, which was amazing. So to have two different items run that long off of this, and still I think we ended up with I think we had 10% battery left, is phenomenal to know that it can actually handle that much. On the bottom, and I'm going to attempt, so bear with me 1 second, guys. I want to block out the serial number. On the bottom, you have these little silicone pads. Even the small one has those silicone pads. That's going to allow you to set it on surfaces that you may be worried about setting plastic on. Maybe it's a glass coffee table. Maybe it's glass countertop. Maybe it's a marble countertop. But if you have a marble countertop, you're probably pretty not worried about that scratching. Those are pretty hard surfaces. Even granite's pretty easy to set stuff on and not have to worry. Maybe you want to take it outside and throw it on the hood of your car. You could do that. Now, like I said, 2-pound package. You guys can sit here. You can play catch with it if you really want to. Don't recommend it. I mean, it is a LifePo for sale. This is a really cool one. It's $89 tonight, 40% off. Normally about $150. I've seen it around the same price most of the last few months on sale between It's been bouncing between the 150 and the 89 range, which is actually kind of cool. I love that they keep giving you guys deals for these because they are very, very beautiful little power stations. Now, you have the option of the station by itself, or hear me out, you can get a solar panel package. Now, that solar panel package is going to be this and the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, this total package weight is literally 5 pounds. You have 2.25 pounds down here, 2.6 pounds up here, 5 pounds total weight with the cable. No problem, you're good to go. The Mini 40 solar panel is fully waterproof, water resistant for harsh and wet weather. Can be used in, of course, the rain if you want to. It does about 23% efficiency in converting light even in low light settings. Now, we had a good question the other night from a visitor that asked, can these be used in overcast days? Yes, technically it can, because your solar light still comes through the clouds. Now, snow may be a different story, guys, right? So if snow covers this, it's not going to allow that light to go through because it will block it. Now, half-inch thick device, right? Half-inch thick, that's all it is. It's the thickness of a 3-ring binder of your notebook that you take notes in class, or your work binder at work. Now, I say that with a grain of salt because I'm sure Fernando, and I know Justin, if he's watching, his work binders are probably, 4 to 5 inches thick with all of the information that they need. Of course, with this magnetic clasp that holds it shut, pop it open, you're going to be meted with, of course, this beautiful monocrystalline solar cell. Now, you're probably like, yeah, it's just 2 panels. No. This thing is as long as my arm. It is approximately 40 inches long. This is actually kind of cool. It's going to grab 40 watts of power, and it's going to do well. It will actually charge that little station in approximately 7.5 hours. That's decent. And that is actually really, really amazingly well. Now, I am sure that you guys can charge that 100 plus quicker than that with this if it's a nice sunny day. I'm just giving you a round number of 7.5 hours like I always do. I will give it to you guys even with like the 240 V2, guys. So it's a great piece of technology, and have something like this that can actually be closed back up, not have to worry about it. The one thing you do need to know is you're going to need a cable piece. So the solar panel does come with the cable. It's 9.5 feet. It's going to have, of course, the adapters over here. It's going to have either the USB-C or the 8020 or 7909 plug. Usually it has all three, which is actually kind of cool. On the back side, you're going to have the piece that's just going to connect up. It's a 2-prong connection that'll connect to the back of this station. So that's where it's going to connect. That's all there is to this. And that's actually kind of cool. Any questions about the 100 plus? Now, if you have questions, definitely ask. We're here to answer all of those questions on hand and give you guys as much information as we possibly can with these stations. Of course, I'm going to plug the cable back in, and we're going to hope that I don't hit it, bump it, break it. I've been known to do some weird stuff. Set that on the ground. Now, before we move on to another station, we're going to talk about Jackery makes sure that every station you get has all the cabling you are going to need for it. Now, whether it be maybe an Anderson Y splitter, the solar panel cable like this, cigarette lighter adapter. This is, of course, a 8020 to, or it's a 7909. I can't remember which one. I actually want to make sure which one this is. They have two different variations. They have the 7909 and they have the 8020. So they do have two variations of this plug for you guys. So just make sure that you have the right one for the right station. Now, it's going to be a cigarette lighter style so you can charge it in your car on the go. You'll also get a variation of, let's say, the power cable like this. So you may get an orange one that's going to be, of course, about 6 or so feet. Or you might get a black variation, or you might get like the old school power bricks for like the 240 original, the 500 original, I think the 300 original, and the 1000 original. So you're going to have variations of every cable that you could ever need. You will also get user manuals. I know this is probably information you're already expecting and probably know, but you will get a user manual to walk you through how to use the stations. Which is pretty good about those is because if the station has like an internet connection, to connect up to like the app, you might need to know how to reset that, and this will actually tell you to do that. Now, let's be honest though, internet is your friend, and the internet will pretty much tell you how to do it quicker than that manual. You see what I did there. So guys, 100 plus, beautiful power station, great price point with the solar panel, $169 tonight, 26% off. Purchase multiples of them up to about $1,500 and get a 5% off discount code right up there. That's actually kind of cool. Now, what we're going to talk about is version 2s. You're going to hear me talk about a few products in this carousel tonight that say V2, version 2. 240 V2, 1000 V2, 2000 V2. Those are all version 2s. That means there was an original version made, but they upgraded it and moved on from that version. And I can actually show you guys like an original version. So this is an original version of the 240. So it has the fixed handle, has a logo, has a original like lithium mixture chemical base, which has actually been changed to LiFePo cells now. It also has a different shape and everything. So that's going to be kind of the difference between some version 2s. The 2000 V2, of course, that version 2 is pretty much the same housing, just a little bit smaller. So 2200 V2, yeah, let's speak today. This is, hour 12,000 for me, so let's go on. 240 V2, there we go. I said it, 240 V2. 240 V2, version 2. 256 watt hours of power in an 8-pound package. Now, technically, this is a little bit less than 8 pounds. I just rounded up. It is, of course, going to use that nice 3-prong wall plug for your American-style plugs to charge it. Now, they may change this for the other markets. I'm not really sure where they all sell it for, so I know the American plugs is a standard. With it, you have an AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 600 if you need a little extra oomph for said items. Now, you also have a USB-C port over here. Phil, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. You have a USB-C port that's a 100-watt pass-through in and out capable charging port. You're also going to have that beautiful 15-watt USB-A over here and a 15-watt USB-C. You're also going to have a 12-volt 10-amp DC plug for your cigarette lighter devices. Like I said, if you have a device kind of like this cigarette lighter, you'll plug it in just like this, and then you guys can kind of run it with that. Now, this is technically not for this one, right? So we don't have to worry about it, but it can actually go in there. That's just all you're going to do with the item that you want. With it, this one actually has a handle that folds up and moves away. Your charge rate on this actually upgraded to what's called Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 is going to allow you to charge it in 1 hour charge time in emergency charging mode. Now, to get into emergency charging mode, you have to connect to the app. So connecting to the app is where you're going to have to do to access it and all of that other stuff. The app is also going to allow you to turn on the screen. It'll allow you to turn on the DC plugs, the USB-C plugs, the AC plugs, and the flashlight. So you'll have those accesses with that. Inside the app also will tell you guys what your battery percentage is at, what the temperature that battery is running at, and if you guys want to put it in, let's say sleep mode, you can put it in sleep mode. Really kind of cool. Now, if you're not using what's called emergency supercharging mode, use standard fast charging mode, right? So fast charging mode is going to allow you to charge it in approximately 2 hours or less. Still very quick, very acceptable of a charge rate. If you want to, though, you guys can run multiple devices off of this without a problem. Whether it be a 10-watt Bluetooth speaker for 16 hours, 4 to 5 drone batteries, 3 charges on your smaller laptops, 12 cell phone charges. We can go into this. If you want to do a house fan, you guys could do a 45-watt house fan for about 4 hours, like your little tower fans. 11 to 12 DSLR batteries for your Sony ZV-10s, Sony ZV-1s, your Canon EOSs, and all of those in between. If you want to, though, let's go here. 14 hours of runtime on your Wi-Fi router or modem. 20 hours on your 5-watt LED light bulb. Now, a good idea would be like, say, I need to charge my Olight flashlight. You guys can charge your Olight flashlight off of this multiple times without an issue. That will actually allow that. You guys could run a little heated blanket for about 3.5 hours without a problem. Your pet heating pads, those are going to be like 25 to 30 watts, I believe. Anywhere from 5 to 6 hours ranging from that, which is kind of cool. Lightweight, carried around like a boom box if you guys want to, hang it on your head or just set it down. Like I said, they all have silicone pads. By itself, it is actually at a good deal for you guys. So by itself, it is $179. That's a good deal. It's a great price point. It's 28% off. But if you want to, you guys, you can get it with the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, again, we just showed you guys that this Mini 40 solar panel, this would be a perfect camping package or bug out bag. So if you guys are always, worried that you need to bug out from a natural disaster or, vice versa, this would work very, very well with this. So you'll have those connection issues and you'll have connectability and portability and carryability. Because this is still under 11 pounds total weight. 11 pounds total weight package deal. 29% off. It's $249 for this package. Now, with the Mini 40 solar panel, it's going to take about 7.5 hours to charge this device. All right, we're just going there. 7.5 hours is our range. So that's where it's at. Hey, Phil, you should come over to the Jackery side and meet Fernando. We have a new person tonight helping me. So that is the 240V2 version 2. That is, of course, the new 2024 product. What I can tell you is no longer need the other one. That's not true because I'm still going to use it with that. Any questions about 240s? And I'm going to grab, if I can, because I've been talking so much over the past few days, I've been devouring chunks of candy. Devouring. Watermelon. I'm gonna like that one. You guys see the table behind me? It's a beautiful table. Let's pop over here. You guys want to see that table again? Look at that table. There's a lot of product. We can change out what view we want. We can see the upper products. We can even do it again. You guys can see the even farther up. Or if we zoom on over, you guys can get a glimpse of that 500x solar panel. Or that scary guy. We're going to ignore that. I want standard videos. So that's 240V2s. That's the 100 plus. Both very, very amazing deals. Just scaring you guys with the camera angles. Don't be mad at me. If you're not having fun at this point, hey, I should be. All right, this is going to be the 300. Now, this is an original product. So, with the original product, this is the 300, 293 watt hours of power, guys, in a package deal. With this device, has the fixed handle like the original 240. Has, of course, that big, beautiful logo on top, and it is charged by a DC plug, the 7909. With this, you have two USB-A ports and a USB-C port. The USB-C port is a 60 watt in and out port. You then have, of course, two AC outlets that do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 500 if you really need to. 7.1 pounds, so still under 8 pounds. Anybody should be able to carry this as long as they don't have a broken finger and they're not worried about it. Now, technically, if I really wanted to, I'll hang it from that broken finger and I'll deal with it. Not a big deal. With this, it goes to the original charge cycle. So, to charge the 300, the original 300, is actually going to take about 3.5 hours on a wall plug. If you want to, though, you guys can use the USB-C port and, of course, the DC plug. 2 hours, fully charged, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. That's actually kind of cool. Now, 3.5 to almost 3 and 3/4, little over 3.5 hours on a cigarette car lighter to charge it as well. When fully charged at full capacity, you're going to be able to run a Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours of runtime. 15 to 16 DSLR batteries. That's going to be like an 8.4 to 8.5 watt battery, all right? Your drone battery, 6 drone batteries. Thermal protection built in, guys, so you don't have to worry about it. Nice and protected. Fire retardant shell. Class 9 drop protection. UL certified with those certifications. You should be able to run your laptop about 4 hours off of this. And this is the bigger ones like my AOC that I pulled out earlier. Up to, and I'm going to go here, guys, 15 to 16 phone charges or so. It really is going to vary from that. The flat screen TV behind me, guys, that kind of peeks out every so often with the Jackery Power Station videos rolling. 4.5 hours of runtime off of this. So you could get your TV up and running and watch your favorite shows. Mini cooler should be able to run about the same time because it's the same wattage, about 60 watts. So about 4.5 hours. It's the size to weight ratio with this package because it is nice, lightweight, has silicone pads, has cooling technologies. It's going to work well for you. Price point of $179 for you guys tonight is actually a great, great deal. And there is Phil popping up on all of the channels. Now, we have a package deal. This is going to be the 300 and the 100 watt solar panel. What I can tell you is I believe the original 100 watt solar panels have sold out. They have moved to the newer solar panel. Now, I could be corrected that in this package deal that you guys are seeing, you may still get some of the older solar panels, but not to be worried. They're the same make, same style, just very beautifully well done. So don't worry about it. With the 100 watt panel, it is $299. It is normally a $500 price tag. That's 40% off. Very portable, very powerful, very well done, and it comes with the solar panel. I did not pull out the original solar panel because I do know that they sold out of them. So this is going to be the one I'm going to kind of run you to. So this is a 100 watt solar panel that is, of course, foldable and can be put away if you guys need. So that's the 300. Now the 300 can actually run a CPAP machine for about 6 hours. So if you need to run a CPAP machine, guys, it can run that. So if you need to sleep all night, about 6 hours of sleep is what you're going to get. Is there a way it can ship faster than December 5th? Technically, not that I know of. That pretty much is all dealt through, most of that shipping's dealt through like Amazon, but Fernando might be able to answer that a little bit better than me. That is a good question. Now, I know certain items can ship quicker. Some items do not ship as quick. Very good question, though. I like that question. So, Fernando, we have a question about shipping. Is there a way to get it quicker? Now, you know what? Let me do something. Let me test a theory for you real quick while we're here. I'm going to see if they offer another shipping idea. Let's add it to my cart. Let's go to my cart. Proceed to checkout. I'm only seeing the option for December 5th to December 9th with the 300. So I'm going to say probably not. Oh, it is hot in this apartment, guys. Do not live in an apartment like me. Hey, Stephanie. Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome back. Look at that. Stephanie said hi to Phil. You guys want some watermelon candy? Or do you want blue raspberry? There you go. That's the answer I was looking for. So if you find the item that is shipped through Amazon, it will show up quicker. If it comes through Jackery, because they have to move so much product, it's going to be a little bit delayed. So There you go. Thank you for answering that. I think we're moving to the 500. Yeah, we are. Very, very hot. It's super hot in this place. I'm like the Wicked Witch of the West. I melt when I'm hot. All right, we're going to move on to the 500 Explorer. We're going to bounce over here to this camera. We're going to move over and we're going to kind of zoom in on down there. That's the Jackery Explorer 500. The Jackery Explorer 500 is 518 watt hours of power. With this is the original housing, original fixture, and all of the other cool stuff that comes with it. It has one AC outlet that has 500 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 1,000 for you if need be. You also have 3 USB-A ports that are going to do 5 volt 2.4 amps. You also have a 12 volt 10 amp DC plug in next to it. The difference is from the original 300 to this one is it actually offers a flashlight. You guys see the flashlight right on the side. If you want to, it can also do SOS pattern on that. Now you have a nice little display screen on the front that's going to show you guys the battery percentage. So it's going to show you guys the voltage in and out. All of the plugs are individually switched so you guys can turn them on or off at will, which is kind of cool. The one downfall with this one is the charge time, all right? Let's go and be honest with you guys. 5.5 hours on a wall plug is what it's going to take to charge it. Same with the car outlet. 5.5 hours fully charged, you're good to go. The good part is if you guys have a 100 watt solar panel, 7.5 hours fully charged, you're good to go. On a full charge, you should be able to run your flat screen TV for about 7 to 8 hours, your mini cooler for about 9 hours, your laptop about 30 hours. Stephanie wants to know. All right, Stephanie, if you really want to know why I'm so hot, there's a light here, there's a light here, there's a light there, there's a light there, there's a light there, there's a light over there, over there, over there. And I'm in a 4th floor apartment. All the neighbors below me are using heat. It is definitely hot. Let's go back to this. Now, you guys can run other devices off of the 500. The 500 will allow you to run a CPAP machine all night without a problem. You can even run a blender for about 50 minutes or an electric air pump to air up your mattresses or your bicycle tires or vice versa for about 8 hours of runtime. Electric blankets, and we're going to go here with the electric blanket part, right? Around 4-ish hours. Now, yeah, get a power outage, you want to keep your child warm, plug an electric blanket in this for 4 hours. At least that should break a chill till your power kind of comes on. If your power doesn't come on by then maybe you need a bigger power station, or maybe you just need to get some more blankies. Now, I've ran the 500. I've done a bunch of stuff with the 500. I've ran the Xbox off of it. I've ran a PlayStation off of it. I've done my Nintendos. I've even had a TV plugged into it. I attempted a hair dryer. This is going to be story time. Did you guys know most hair dryers are about 1,500 watts of power? That's how I learned. I plugged a hair dryer into it, and you can hear the actual Jackery power station stop you from using it. So the protections built in will actually stop the power from going through it, so it doesn't damage said products, which is kind of cool. Did not know the 500, couldn't run a hair dryer. Of course, I never knew hair dryers had that much power. That's how I learned. Now, by itself, guys, the 500 is normally about $500. It's actually $284 tonight, which is a great deal. That's a 43% savings. This would be perfect to be like put in the back of your RV, your motorhomes, maybe your little toy haulers, camping trips. Maybe you guys have a little, camper that you like to take camping. This would be perfect for that. It would allow you to do the small minimalistic things that you don't need the larger stations for. Quick emergency backup power at the hand when you need it. Love that idea. Let's be honest. Totally love that idea. Now, it's a phenomenal product that does well. 13-pound package is actually decently done because it is a bigger station than the 300, but the 500 will, is 13 and a quarter pounds. So it steps up from like the 8-pound package to 13 pounds, but you're also doubling the battery power. 518 watt hours of power is actually a good amount of power to run a decent amount of stuff. By itself, $284, but if you want it with the 100 watt solar panel, guys, that is actually a good price point. So you can get the 500 with, of course, the solar panel for $479 tonight. That's going to be the 100 watt solar saga. Now, if I believe I'm correct, the 100 watt panels, the originals, sold out today. So you may get a variant of a new solar panel if it happens. Don't worry about it. The new solar panels, same price range, but with a little bit more technology built into it. It's also a bifacial. It does really, really well. 24 amp hour, 21.6 volts is what this is considered at 518 watt hours. So 24 amp hours is a decently well done product with the 500. That 500 is a really amazing little piece. And if you guys go in a little closer, you guys notice it's really not that big. If you look at it next to, let's say, the 1000 V2, you can tell the size difference of it. So it's definitely a nice package. Rita, hello, how are you doing? Any questions about the 500 and 500 solar panel, or 500 and the 100 watt solar panel package? Let me check chat. I'm not seeing nothing in chat. I think we're good with that then. So we're going to move on to, of course, the deal of the day. This is going to be, of course, the 1000 V2. Now, yes, this is the deal of all deals. 1000 V2 is that beautiful power station right there in the middle of the table for you. This is actually a Black Friday special deal. It is $390, I think $94. Yeah, $394 if I can remember correctly. To get it at $394 though, you have to clip the $50 clippable coupon on the Amazon page. So that's just one of them things. This is a 24-pound device. 24 pounds is all this weighs to have 1,070 watt hours of power. 1,070 watt hours of power is a phenomenal amount of power to run a bunch of devices at your need. So we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go a little more with this. First and foremost, it works with the app. The app is completely free to anybody. You guys can get it on the Android or iOS. You guys can get it on the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store. It is there and readily available for anybody to grab. The cool part is I've actually tested the app on the tablets. I've tested them on laptops. I've even got the app to sideload on my PC. That's just a little trick though. Don't go with that one. But you could technically do it if you need to. The app is very user friendly. It's easy to log on. You will have to create an account though, and then you'll log on, and then you will actually turn on the power station, and you'll pair the power station to it. Once you're paired, you guys can run all of the switches on this, all of the AC outlets, all of the USB-C outlets, all of the DC outlets, even the flashlight can be ran off of the app. Inside the 1000 V2 or version 2 of the 1000, you actually have a LiFePO 4-cell system. Now with this system, it also has a new technology called Charge Shield 2.0. Sheila, hello, how are you doing? So Charge Shield 2.0 is going to allow you to charge this in a 1-hour charge rate. That 1-hour charge rate is a phenomenal charge rate, but we will also talk about that. He is because he can't help it. Yeah, something like that, Sheila. Sheila, come over to the Jackery side. Meet Fernando. So with the emergency supercharging mode, Supercharging mode should only be used when an emergency arises and you need that quick charge. We'll kind of explain this just a little bit with that because I want you guys to understand it. Your batteries are rated for like a 10-year lifespan at 4,000 charge cycles at 100% battery. After that 4,000 charge cycles or 10 years, it's going to go down to about 70 to 80% charge cycle, which means that battery capacity has dropped about 20% and will only charge to 80 to 70 to 80% above to it. It won't go full max charge, which isn't a bad deal. With the super emergency charge mode, if you over readily charge it that way all the time, it will use those charge cycles up quicker than in what it used to. So that's just what I warn with you. Sheila, Fernando is actually a Jackery team member. Why don't you say hi and introduce yourself? So that's what I wanted to talk to you about, guys. If not, regular fast charging mode, like standard fast charging mode through the AC outlet, is still under 2 hours. So even though you have a 1 hour charge rate that you can do it really fast, that 2 hour charge rate is still phenomenally fast to get you up and going in the time you need. Most people can charge their devices and then go on their trip or do whatever they need in that timely fashion, which is amazing. If you add multiple 200 watt solar panels, so like 2 of them 200 watt solar panels, 2.5 hours is what it'll take to actually charge this device. Fernando, Sheila is actually a member of the Dragon Blogger team, so she actually works on our side for doing videos and content. So I just thought she should come meet you. Which is a great charge rate in the less with all of those technologies. Now, you have 3 AC outlets that are going to do 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 3,000 for those of you that need to peak at 3,000. You have 2 USB-C ports. One's a 30 watt port. The other is a 100 watt port. You then have the 18 watt USB-A port. There's so many stations that sometimes I get the USB-A port mixed. So an 18 watt USB-A port over there, which is actually really, really nice. Above that, you have that 12 volt 10 amp DC plug where if you guys run out of USB-C ports or USB-A ports, get your cigarette car lighter adapter that you use in your car to add extra USB ports or USB-C ports. It will allow you to do that, or plug in your fuzz dusters, your vacuum cleaners, your air mattresses, whatever uses that style of plug. You have that access. Now, on this device, though, you guys can run multiple pieces without a problem, and that's where it's going to get kind of cool. Rather it be ranging from 74 phone charges, 14 laptop charges. Not going to go there with that one. 20 drone batteries, most definitely. You also have the standard Starlink. You guys can use the standard Starlink anywhere from 10 to 29 hours, which is kind of cool. Mini fridges, 14 hours. Your Wi-Fi router, at least a week of runtime on a Wi-Fi router. Let's just be honest there. 12-hour heated blanket, 55 minutes on electric grill, or if you guys really want to, that house fan, because I really need it, 23 hours of runtime. Cool part is the sky's kind of the limit with the 1,500 watts of draw. You guys could definitely do like your hand drills, chainsaws, circular saws, your routers, your Dremels, your computer. Technically, don't suggest it. You're not going to get it forever. 1,070 watt hours of power technically means you guys plug your 1,150 watt, 10,000 BTU window AC in and run it for almost an hour. That's a good time for a product at this price point tonight. So 300 and beautifully, that's right. Let me repeat, $349. Normally an $800 product. $349 seems really, really good for a product of this magnitude. So that is why it's called the Black Friday deal, guys. That's an amazing deal. Broccoli and cheese. You're weird, Sheila. Nope, not going with you guys with that conversation. All right, so we also have the option of getting this actual power station and the 200 watt Solar Saga solar panel. Now that 200 watt panel is one of their larger panels. It's going to offer 200 watts at 18 volts. Now, This is actually still a very good deal. It is actually 46% off today. $699. Now, technically, there's also a 7% clippable coupon, but there are terms of apply. You guys will have to check out those terms and all of that for the promotional terms. So do read those, do read it and all of that, and then it will actually tell you guys how to get it. So to get the 1000 V2 or the 1000 V2 with the solar panel, you know which way I'm going. I'm going with the solar panel, but on this deal, I'm technically going to go with just the station. It's really, really phenomenal with that. Any questions about the 1000 V2? Since we're going to talk about it, I'm going to show you guys a video of the 1000 V2 because I did a video of this. You guys want to see a video? Here we go. It's not very nice, Sheila. You left him hanging. How weird is that? Yeah, I'm sure. Now, right here, guys, you're seeing me using the 1000 V2 powering up all of these yard decorations and yard lights for Christmas. There are 5 inflatable decorations on the inside. There are also 5 more on the outside. There's multiple runs of different styles of Christmas lights on the fences, on the pillars, around the top of this house. The LED lighting running to the fences and the back of the fences. It's actually really, really cool. What? Nope. So, 22% charge, you're going to get 2 hours of runtime. Imagine 100% charge. You should be able to get most of the night before dusk hits. Or not dusk, before, you have to shut it all off. That is not my yard, so I did not decorate that, Sheila. So we can go into that one. They decorate for themselves. What's on the outside is for everybody else. So they enjoy decorating for themselves. Their inside of their house is decorated like my wife does, which is just, over the top sometimes. But that's how they do it. It's actually kind of cool. They throw Christmas parties back there. They'll throw, family Christmas parties and, of course, friends Christmas parties. So that's why they kind of do it outside. 1000 V2 and 1000 V2 and solar panel. Both amazing prices for you guys tonight. Mine is not so bad this year. Just enough for the kids. See, there's your problem. Just enough for the kids. Aren't you a big kid at heart? You should have all of that Jackery lit up. Okay. We have talked about the 1000 V2. Well, let's talk about its big brother. I can connect a fan, correct? The 1000 is... Yes. You can connect a fan to the 1000 V2. You should be able to run a... Let's say like a 45 watt house fan for about 23 hours. In fact, if you want, you know what? Check this out. You see that 1000 V2? Let's power it up. Let's turn the AC outlet on. Let's grab... Let's try not to unplug too much stuff. So I have a tower fan here. This is just a standard tower fan. Of course, I'm in front of the camera. We're going to kind of move this. So I have a standard tower fan, right? Let's plug it in, and then let's turn it on. Let's turn the power on. Once the power's on, we'll go to max mode. You see right here, it's pulling about 39 watts. And it's going to start calculating the amount of hours that's left to run this. It's got about 5.5 hours. So, yes, you could run that tower fan with no problem off of the 1000 V2. It's not an issue. You're only pulling about 39 to 40 watts off a tower fan like this. Now, if you're using like the Hurricane fans, the big metal ones, that's going to be a different range of usage. Those take a lot more power. Your standard house fans, your square box fans, your your like pull rotating fans all can work off of this. Now, if I turn the rotator on, it's going to start rotating. It's going to actually take about 43 to 45 watts. And it's still running. So, yeah, not a problem. You can definitely do that. I'm going to put that back facing me because, to be honest, I need the fan. Yeah, not a problem. I'm glad I can actually show you that. I actually have that fan blowing on me, so I had to put it back. All right, now back to the 2000 V2, because the 2000 V2 is the big brother. Now, the 2000 V2, if I turn it on, you guys are going to see what the 1000 V2 can actually do when you're connected up to the app. Let's pull up the Jackery app. Let's log in. Let's grab the system. The system's going to take a second to power up and connect to the Bluetooth. Once we're connected to the Bluetooth, we should be good to go. Let's make sure that we are. We are now good to go. We can turn on the flashlight from the app. Just like that from the 2000 V2. I can go into lower flashlight mode, or I can hit SOS pattern if we want to. If we need, we can turn on the AC plugs. You guys see the little green light come on. Or we can turn on the DC plug on the opposite side, like your USB ports. If I want to, I can turn off the screen just by a press of a button. Or I can turn it back on and leave it on for about 2 minutes at a time, or 2 hours at a time by stand mode. Now with this, it'll allow you to see, of course, let's pop over, the battery charge. It'll also allow you to see, of course, the temperature in there. And there's all of your switches and buttons. It will also allow you to go into the upper part right there, and it's going to allow you guys to see your emergency charge mode, your charging settings, your battery settings, emergency saving mode, auto time on and off. You can also scan to connect the device, so if you guys need to scan it, you can scan to connect or update the serial numbers and all of that, which is kind of cool. App is readily and easily accessible. Now, the 2000 V2 is 2,042 watt-hours of power in a 40-pound package. This device is actually $791 tonight. $791 is one of their really great deals for you. You do have to use the code, though. We'll actually post that code in chat for you guys. Now, with it, of course, guys, this is actually really, really cool. We can kind of go into this. 2,042 watt-hours of power in a LiFePo for sale at 40 pounds. That means it actually shrunk in size compared to the original 2000. With that being said, that's because they created what's called C2B, cell-to-body technology. Now, the cell-to-body means the lithium cells are actually set into the body or the housing of the actual 2000 V2. What they did was they made these like almost like round circles or honeycombed designed shelling that the lithium batteries actually sit in. What that caused is it actually makes it so it takes less time to build the batteries. It takes less space to build the batteries. That means it shrunk the sizing while giving you the phenomenal amount of power that this device offers. Now, here we can go. You have 3 AC outlets. Those 3 American style plugins will do 2,200 watts of power. At 2,200 watts of power, you can pretty much run whatever you really need to in your house. From your fridges, to your stoves, to, let's say, your gaming PCs, your laptops, even possibly that sauna, that sauna that you can lay down on your bed with. I'm just going to go there. But it can peak at 4,400. So if you guys need to run, let's say, like a table saw off of this, you have no problem. It will do that. With it, you still have, of course, those 2 USB-C ports, that 30-watt port, the 100-watt port. You'll also have the USB-A port at 18 watts below that. You have, of course, that 12-volt 10-amp plug. Now, I'm going to be honest. Not a lot of things still run that 12-volt 10-amp plug, but if it does, it's going to be like, let's say, have you guys seen those little lunch boxes that heat up by using a plug-in? Some of those have the cigarette lighter plugs. Your portable massagers, like your neck massagers, some of them still have these plugs. Not a wide variety, but there is some stuff out there. Now, like I always recommend though, if you run out of USB-C ports or USB-A ports, they sell the cigarette lighter adapters that have the multi-port connections. I use one from like Anchor in my car, but there are options. The cool part is, like 2,042 watt hours of power, it only takes 1 hour of charge time in emergency supercharge mode. In standard fast charging mode, it's a little over an hour and a half. Still very, very fast to charge this device. If you want to, though, you guys can use the wall outlet and a solar panel, have it charged in 50 minutes. Yeah, you heard me right, 50 minutes to charge that. Now, it does have an intelligent battery management system. It also has multiple forms of protection. It also has a 20 millisecond of UPS or uninterrupted power supply connectability. It is, of course, UL certification and fire retardant and shockproof shell. Runtime on the products or variants of devices that you can actually use off of this is going to range from your mini fridges to your microwaves to your kettles to, of course, other items. Your microwave should be able to run for about an hour and a half or so on this device. Your electric hand drill, 8-ish hours. Your 20 hours on like your sump pumps or your well, like not your actual well pumps, but your sump pumps. The pumps that pump out like your water in your basement. 20 hours of runtime. Your inflatable raft air pump, 20 hours. Your bicycle pump, 20 hours. The shop vac, when you guys are working on the job site and you need to clean up that sawdust or you need to clean up all of the debris that you've left behind, 2.5 to 3 hours is your runtime with this, depending on the actual shop vac. Road trips, of course, mini fridges, heated blankets, portable ovens, guys. You guys can do movie projectors. Movie projectors are going to give you over 20 hours by itself. That's like a 100-watt projector. Add an inflatable screen, and you guys are going to have a little bit less runtime, but you can have a great movie night out back. With 20 hours of runtime, that's a full Lord of the Rings marathon. Well, not a full one, almost close. So, really kind of cool. Now, why would you want to pick a solar generator like this? Let's just go on. Be honest about it. First and foremost, it is a lot more compact and smaller than a gas generator. Second, it's also safe to be used indoors because you don't have the gas pollutants being pulled out of the exhaust of the gas generator. So you have the electric. Quieter operation, so you don't hear that electric or gas motor running, you hear the electric charging system instead. It also has a little bit more of a minimalistic cost. It's even quite safe for you guys with that if you need. 30 decibels is your max level of sound that's actually going to come off of this. That's crazy. 30 decibels is actually very, very silent. You could set this next to a sleeping baby and not have to worry about it. It's just one of them items that's going to do very well for you. And at $791 tonight, it is a very, very amazing deal. If you want, though, you can actually get the 2000 V2 with 2 of the 200-watt solar panels for $14.99 tonight. That is a 40% savings for this device. Now, with those 2 panels, 5 hours, it's up, it's charged, you're good to go. Let's go there, though. You can connect up more than 2 of those panels. It can actually connect up to, if I can remember right, I want to think it's like something like 800 watts max of charge rate. So you guys can technically like connect 4 of these panels up if you have the splitters, which is kind of cool. The variants and usages of this is amazing with this. So really, really kind of cool. I like it. Now, I will actually let's go back here. Let's shut that off. Let's grab a video, kind of show you guys what the panel is that's going to come with this. So this is going to be the 200-watt panel. So this is actually a really large panel that we're showing you guys. It's 21 pounds. approximately 55 to 60 inches long. Is a trifold design, fully waterproof, water resistant, comes in this actual package. Now, you're going to see the case right there that has our beautiful Jackery logo. The actual solar panel has, of course, that bright orange handle, which is an ETFE laminated handle for very sturdy and long durability. It will take you less than 30 seconds to set it up. But as you guys can see, it's a nice large solar panel that's going to do very well for you guys and a great price point. So if you need something like that, 2000 V2 with solar panels, $14.99. Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong whatsoever. Steven, hello. How are you doing? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Any questions, guys? Any? I feel like I'm a broken record. No. Let me grab a piece of lemon this time. See if I can grab lemon. I know I got lemon drops. Guys, I'm just trying to keep my voice from cracking, so I'm eating small little hard candies. Alright, since there are no questions about the 2000 V2, Pete and Repeat walked in. That's messed up, Sheila. That's messed up. Let's go to the table. Let's talk about the ominous large one in the background. Now, this is the 3000 Pro. Now, we're talking about the 3000 Pro kit. This kit is actually 50% off today. Normally, it's like a $4,000 price tag. It's $19.99. Because it is $19.99, you can actually use that 5% off code. The BF, I believe it's Black Friday Live, so BFLIVE 2024. It's going to give you an extra 5% off of the purchase of this 3000 Pro system. The cool part is, because the 3000 Pro system is a large standalone system, and it has over 3 kilowatts of hour power, you can reach out to your utility company. You can ask them about the Clean Energy Program tax credit, fill out for it, and you probably will qualify for like the 30% tax credit, which is amazing. With it, it is actually 3,024 watt hours of power. It is technically a 64-pound package by itself. With the two solar panels, it's 102 pounds. Those solar panels are 21 pounds apiece. Because the system is so large, they added two large 3-inch wheels on the side. The 3-inch wheels on the side are going to allow you to roll this around with ease. Now, it also has a telescopic aluminum handle that's going to fold up inside the actual casing to be put away if you need be. It looks like a suitcase, kind of. What can it roll across? Your carpet without a problem. Concrete or tile floors without an issue. Your pavement or driveways, no problem. Gravel, yes, it can do it. Grass, not an issue. Dirt, not a problem. Mud, slight issue. Don't go through mud. Alright, you don't want this system to get muddy or wet. Sand, it does kind of sink in sand if it's not compacted. Be careful in sand. I tested it. That's one of those things. Now, back to the station. It has something that a couple of the others that we were showing you does not have. First and foremost, it has 5 AC outlets. Those 5 AC outlets are going to do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000. 4 of them are your standard 3-prong. The 5th is going to be your NEMA plug. Now, your NEMA plug only does 120 volts off of this one. It is not a 240. It's a 120. Just going there with you guys so you know. Opposite side of it, you have 2 USB-C ports. The USB-C ports are 100 watts charging capable max. You have 2 USB-A ports above that are 18 watts max. On top of it, you're going to be seated with a 12 volt 10 amp DC plug. That's your cigarette lighter plug, which I will stand up and kind of show you guys where it's at. So it is right there for you guys. course, I pulled the thing out too far, and we're going to pop it in and cover it. Now, we actually have a few things plugged into this. First and foremost is the LED lighting. The LED lighting, I've actually been rolling off of this station for most of almost every show we've done in the last year or more. I've only had to charge it twice. Twice, I tell you, twice. With it, though, you guys can use the app. With the app, we can shut off those LED lights if we want to, just by a flip of a switch. Want to turn them back on, there's going to be a 20 millisecond switch over on the switch, and then about another 20 milliseconds on the light itself, and it's back on. I can turn off the screen if I want to, just like the others. Turn the screen back on. I can actually do, of course, the battery management. I can do the battery savings, charging modes, and everything through this. The power range of this device is so large that it is going to take a little bit to charge, but not what you would think. On a wall outlet, guys, it's only going to take 2.5 hours to fully charge it. With 6 of the 200 Solar Saga solar panels, you're going to have this fully charged in 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours, correct. 3.5 hours, all it's going to take was 6 of the panels. It comes with 2 of those panels. Now, intelligent battery management system means it actually can detect the power that's coming in, detect the power that's going out. It can actually tell you guys the power range and how many hours that's left to run. What can you run off of this such large system? Pretty much your whole house items, no problem. You guys could run, let's say, I'm going to go. So you guys can run, let's say, your 1150 watt window AC. You can run 1150 watt window AC for about 3 hours. 60 watt flat screen TV, about 35 hours. That's going to be the same as your little mini fridges. If your little mini fridge is a 60 watt fridge, 35 hours of runtime. Your standard double door refrigerator, like your Kenmores, your Kenwoods, your Samsungs, 520 watts, 5 hours of runtime is what you're going to get. Operating temperature is going to be around -4 degrees is going to be your max bottom that they want you to run it at. But we can be honest with you guys, it can run a little lower than that. It's just going to take some of the battery away. If you want to use it as an emergency power supply, go ahead and do it. That 20 milliseconds is fine. It's there. When it is in, of course, in that mode, the 20 milliseconds of switchover, it goes into 1440 watts of under bypass mode. So it drops the amount of power that comes through the AC outlets. You could run more things with this though, because there is a wide variety of stuff. Your 800 watt house oven, like your double door or double shelving like oven that you cook your turkey in, your baked hams, your roast, 3 to 3.5 hours of runtime, depending on which one you have. 8 hours on a blender, 2.25 hours on a microwave, of course, if you want, 21 hours on a movie projector, 220 hours on a 3 to 5 watt light bulb, 101 cell phone charges. That's right, you can charge your iPhone 101 times. That means your 13-year-old daughter that has to talk to their friends and the power's out, needs a charge, can charge her phone 101 times. Or just leave her permanently hooked up to it and let her run unlimited until the power dies. Just saying. Other variants, though, because it is really powerful, it can do 6,000 watts of connectability. You could technically run like a welding machine, kind of like your TIG or MIG welders, for about a little over an hour runtime. If you want to run a weed eater or a lawnmower, that's going to be about 2,000 to 2,200 watts, guys. About 2.5 to 3 hours of runtime with that one. Chainsaws, pruning saws, angle grinders, chop saws, your table planers, all can be plugged into and ran off of this as long as it uses 120 volts or less. Beautifully well done at a smoking amazing deal. That, like I said, guys, that deal is like $19.99. Now, at $19.99, you can use, of course, that 5% discount, the BFLIVE 2024 code, get another 5% off, and save yourself some money. It's definitely worth checking that out and trying to do it. Really love that one. Now, that, of course, like I said, unlocks a tax credit for you if you really need to. I'm almost out of water. Do I ring my bell for service? All right, what would you guys like me to talk about next? We can go on to the 300 plus, which is actually in the carousel next, which is a great product. Unfortunately, the station by itself, I believe, is sold out, but we can show you guys the package deal instead. The 300 plus is a really amazing little power station. It is, of course, just that. It's a little power station. So 288 watt hours of power. It does come with a mini 40 solar panel in this package. So let's talk about it. Literally the same housing of the 240. You heard me correctly. The exact same housing as the 240. Has the 12 volt, 10 amp plug, has the screen, has the flashlight, has, of course, the AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 600 though. Has, of course, the USB-C port, 100 watt port. USB-A, 15 watt port. USB-C, 15 watt port. With this, though, it can be fully charged in under an hour and a half with standard charging mode. This does not have the actual Charge Shield 2.0, so that it doesn't have with this one. So you guys can hold it like a football and start running down the field if you really wanted to. With it, like I said, the package deal is on sale. It's sold out of just the stations alone. So we are talking about the package deal at $279, which is a great price point. 1.5 hours, it's fully charged. You're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. If you want to charge it off just the USB-C, it's about 2.5 to 3 hours. If you use a 100 watt solar panel, 7.5 hours or so. I'm going to go there. It really just depends on the piece you go. What could it run? Well, technically, it's going to have that UL certifications. It's going to have 52 forms of protection, but it can run your house fan. It can run, of course, your CPAP machines. You can actually do whatever you really want to. You can run your laptop and charge it about 3 times. That's going to be like an 80 watt laptop, all right? 13 cell phone charges, 12 DSLR batteries, 5 drone batteries. Your house fan, approximately 4.5 to 5 hours. Your heated blankets, yes. CPAP machines, yes. You can think about it. It can do it. Now, this is a package deal that we're showing you guys tonight. So you're going to get it and that little panel. 11-pound package. 8 pounds, 2.25 pounds, 8 pounds, 11 pounds, guys. That's what they're saying. 11-pound package. They're including the cabling, right? So 11-pound package between the two. Waterproof, water resistant, 40 watt mini panel. Can be used out in the harsh rain. Don't have to worry about it. If it gets dirty, wash it with a hose. It will keep running and actually work. The one thing I always tell you, though, is be cautious with this. You don't want it to break. Deborah, hello. Thank you for the follow. You don't want to bend it too much, guys, and flex it. It is a monocrystalline solar cell. This package deal is very, very well done. It is a phenomenal product. If you need something of the size that's going to do well in like the smaller variations, the 300 plus might be the one for you. And it does work with the app. So like I said, guys, the app is completely free, acceptable for Android or iOS, even tablets. So you guys can use it on tablets or carry around like a boombox. Now, this would be good for quick emergencies, trips, or if you guys want to give your kids something to power their phones off of to keep them out of your hair while you're cooking dinner. This would work. This would work. Deborah, Steven, thank you guys for the follow. I appreciate that over there. For those of you that are following on the Dragon Blogger channel, please come over to the Jackery channel and give a follow as well. We do a lot of streaming over here that you may not see over there as well. So, 300 plus, guys. Beautiful little package by itself, of course. Sold out with the solar panel. $279, 30% savings. That is a great deal. All right. Let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a quick video, guys. I'm going to stand up for a second. I'm going to get a fresh water. So I'm going to let you guys watch the video for the 5,000. So guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Now I am back, but I'm going to let this video kind of finish so you guys can actually see it, which is kind of cool. I love this station. We are going to be showing you guys this station in a while, so do watch it and pay attention. That thing's amazing. I love it. So that's that little video I wanted to play while I got up and got me a nice cold fresh ice water. I have the craziest. Same here. Same here. All right, let's talk about the 600 plus station. Now, the 600 plus station is one of those ones I was always excited to show you guys because of the solar panel that was exclusive to it. Now, I am glad to announce that it is no longer exclusive to just the 600 plus. It is now being released to the public as well. Now, the 600 plus, oops, let's go here. Let's bounce up. Let's take the top of the list. Let's go to the Christmas tree. Let's look at Santa staring right at that package and the gift that keeps on giving. That is the 600 plus power station. Now, this is actually $400 tonight at a 20% savings. It is normally $500. This is, of course, 632 watt hours of power and a device of this size. Now, I say in a device of this size because I'm going to be honest with you. This is only a 16-pound package. This is actually smaller than the 500 that we showed you guys a little bit ago. The 600 plus by itself, $400, which is amazing. 632 watt hours of power. It is literally 11 inches long by 8 inches wide by 7 inches tall. Now, that's not that big for a 16-pound package. It does have two AC outlets that do 800 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 1600. For those of you that need to plug in something that takes a little bit more. You have two USB-C ports like some of the others, 100 watt port, 30 watt port. You also have the 18 watt USB-A port that would be perfect for your standard Android phones that don't use USB-C or doesn't have a USB-C cable. It would also be perfect for your camera gears, your lighting gear, and every of those sorts. Of course, you see the standard 12 volt 10 amp plug and the flashlight on there. Now, there is a handle to actually carry it that folds up on the device, but it does have, of course, Charge Shield 2.0. Technically, this was the first item dropped from their line with Charge Shield 2.0. Now, Charge Shield 2.0 is actually a really well done piece for you guys. So you have, of course, what you need. I'm not sure why my camera dropped off, but it dropped off. It has Charge Shield 2.0, which means you guys can actually charge this in a 1 hour charge rate. 1 hour charge rate means fully charged in emergency supercharging mode in case of emergency. Now, don't always charge it like that. Where it's even better is, even though you have a 1 hour charge rate in the super emergency charge mode, you guys can actually fully charge this in under 2 hours no matter what. Technically about an hour and a half if you want to be honest with you. Now, with that full charge, you guys can do, like, let's say a mini fridge or a car refrigerator for 6 hours, a laptop, 7 charges, 27 phone charges. You guys could also do Bluetooth speaker for about 36 hours of runtime. 27 DSLR batteries. Now, DSLR batteries are these little batteries right here. So This is a DSLR battery. Now, technically, I think only one of these is an 8-watt battery. The rest are a little bit more. So, yeah, that's a good question. Which one is this? This is a 4.5 watt battery. So, this 4.5 watt battery is a smaller battery than what we're talking about. So, you have the variations of the batteries that can be charged off of this. So, if you're looking at a 4.5 watt battery, you're going to double the amount of that. So, it's going to be over 50 charges with those pieces. Your 520 watt double door refrigerator should be able to run for about an hour runtime off of this device because it can actually handle that amount of power. Your 60 watt flat screen TV should run about the same amount of time for about 8 hours or so. 45 watt house fan will be able to run for 10 hours without an issue on this device. I've tested it, been there. It actually gave me about 9.25 hours, but let's be honest, the station probably wasn't fully charged. Movie projectors, 100 watt movie projector. They say 5 hours. I'm going to tell you it's over 600 watts. You're going to probably get 6 hours or so, depending on the projector you're running. Now, coffee makers, toasters, and of course other items can all be done with this. The price point is where it's really at, $399. But if you want to, get it with the 100 watt solar panel. Now, this 600 package comes with, of course, this 100 watt solar panel for $600 total price tonight. Now, with it is a monocrystalline solar cell. It is a bifacial design. What does bifacial mean? Bifacial means it actually pulls light from both sides to charge. You have a blue side and a black side. Now, it is, of course, has riveted handles. It also has snap buttons. You also have 2 kickstand legs that actually, if you guys can see, pull out so you guys can set it up. When you're done, it'll snap back and Velcro itself shut. It is a trifold design. It is less than an inch thick. Trifold, you'll actually pull it open, and you guys will be greeted with it, of course. When you are opening it, you're going to want to open it the black side because the black side is what you're going to face the sun. The black side is going to grab most of that lighting. With this very, very large solar panel, you actually have 4 panels all in one. This, of course, is going to do about 24 to 25% efficiency in converting light to power because it is bifacial. Bifacial will always do better than a standard single-sided solar panel because it's actually grabbing light from both sides. So you're going to get a conversion efficiency of about 25%, 24 to 25% in even low light settings with this. Now, IP68 rating with this solar panel in this kit. That means you guys can leave it out in, let's say, very, very harsh rain without a problem. Do I think you should leave it out in hail? Nah, but you're probably not going to want to go out and get it anyways if you're mounting this outside. Always, and I'm going to mean always, use these eye rings to tie it down or yard it down to the ground. Because it is like a big kite. If a big wind comes, it will actually pick it up and sail it like a kite. So you do want to, of course, be careful with that on hand. Very lightweight, very capable, and very portable. The 600 Plus with the 100 watt panel is an amazing, amazing package deal. $599, that's a 25% savings. That's amazing savings, let's be honest. You guys want something like this, don't you? Huh? I like this thing. I'm glad that they're moving to the bifacial solar panels. Any questions about that or the panels? That is that beautiful, beautiful station. So that is, of course, the 600 Plus. I turned the camera off on purpose so you guys can see the whole station. Really, really amazing little piece right there. All right, we're going to move into the range of modular systems. Now, we went a little slower earlier. Now we're kind of moving around. But we're going to talk about modular. Modular to me means, let's be honest, it can actually have more than one piece connected to it. So we're going to back up. We're going to talk about the 1000 plus. Now the 1000 plus system is 1264 watt hours of power for $645. That is a 24% savings. Now the 1000, we're going to just zoom in on the 1000 by itself, is of course a 32-pound package. Now 32-pound package is a very, very light system. At 32 pounds for 1264 watt hours of power is actually amazingly well done. Now with this, you're going to have, of course, like I said, 1264 watt hours of power, but you have 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets do 2000 watts of connectability in pure sine wave. Now what is pure sine wave? Pure sine wave means no spikes in the power. It's a straight line of power. It can peak at 4,000. When you're going over that 2,000, it's going to get little divots and spikes, but it's not going to throw so much that it's going to damage systems, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, like some of the others, it actually has an intelligent battery management system. It has, of course, all of the certifications, the yield certifications, fire retardant shell, shock-proof shell. It's going to do perfectly well for you guys. The UL Class 10 protection on this one's a step up from some of the others, which is beautiful. Up to about, I think, FCC Class B certifications, 26 of their products have them. Up to 62 forms of protection in most of these systems. With the 1000 plus system, fully charged in a 2-hour charge time, under 2 hours. It's a little over an hour and a half, let's be honest. But I'm going to always tell you guys about 2 hours on a wall plug. If you have 4 of the 100 watt solar panels, 4.5 hours is where it's going to be. So you can actually charge it in about 4.5 hours. What can you do with that? Well, technically you have 2 USB-C ports that do 100 watts max, which means you guys can actually charge your high-powered MacBooks, your high-powered Chromebooks. You guys can do whatever you need. You also have the 18-watt USB-A ports and the flashlight. I love that they add a flashlight to most of these systems because they expect if you're going to have a power outage, you're going to need a flashlight. So they add the flashlight to these systems. 1264 watt hours of power means you guys can run 1150 watt window AC for a little over an hour off of this device. It does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectability for the app controls, and that's actually kind of cool. With it, you're going to have, of course, the safety that you would expect from the devices of this style. Fast charging, sustainability. The range of devices you could run off it, like an angle grinder, leaf blowers, power drills, pruning saws. You guys could do your portable air conditioners, your blenders, your movie projectors, your lamps. You guys could even do your standard refrigerators. You guys could do your wife's makeup vanities. Let's be honest. Power's out, they're still going to want their makeup on, so why not plug in their makeup vanity? Hair dryers, curling irons, lighting gear. You guys probably don't even realize how much lighting gear I have sitting next to me. If I grab this little piece over here, you'll see that there's some lights right there. There's lights over here, and I mean, you guys can see the glow off my hand for that one. Those can all be ran off of this system. This system by itself can technically charge your cell phone, I'm going to say 58 to 59 cell phone charges by itself, which is cool. Capability is 800 watts max of input. So if you're using 4 of the 100 watt solar panels to charge it at 4.5 hours, use 4 of the 200 watt panels to charge it at 2 hours, right? So why not do that? You can actually do that off of this if you need be. Now the 1000 plus is, like I said, $645 by itself, which is a great deal. Normally like $850, so that's a good 24 to 24.25% savings. Where it's kind of cool though is because we actually have the 1000 plus and 2 of the 100 watt solar panels. Now the 2 100 watt solar panels, you need 2 more, and you guys can have that 4.5 hour charge rate outside. What that means is you guys are not paying the electric company to charge this device. This is actually a 38% savings. It's normally like $1,500. It's $929 tonight. To get a station of this quality and solar panels together at that price point is usually unheard of, but since it's Black Friday, you're going to see it. So the 1000 plus, and of course, that beautiful, beautiful solar panel system. Now, you guys are probably hearing my wife behind me, and that's because she's bringing me all of my candy I asked for. uh, that's pretty funny. I actually asked for a whole bunch of more hard candy. So, you guys, with the amount of streams I'm doing, let's do this. Let's before we move on with the 1,000 plus. Let's go. Let's talk. My voice gets crackly. I've been doing 4-hour streams for a couple days now. I've actually been streaming for almost 6 days straight now. This candy is allowing me to get that voice or moisture in my mouth while doing these shows. So to have candy like this is actually a lifesaver, and I had her grab me some more, which is I thank her for that. I really do. Now back to the 1,000. So we showed you guys the station by itself for $645. We showed you guys the station and 2 of the solar panels for $929. But remember, I said it's a modular system. We have the full 1,000 kit. Now, the 1,000 kit is going to be the station you're seeing there in the camera. It's also going to be the battery sitting right above it. That battery is another 1,264 watt-hours of power. It just doubled your power range. That means you guys got 2,528 watt-hours of power in this package. You're also going to get those 2 solar panels for $1,400 tonight. Normally $2,100 package. That's a 33% savings. What happened? Hey guys, we just lost stream and I'm not sure what happened. Sheila, can you see me on the Dragon Blogger side? Bear with me, guys. We lost stream on the Jackery side, so I'm making sure to see what happened. For all of those, yeah. So, guys, we lost stream on the Jackery side. Making sure what happened to see what happened, see if we can correct it. So, bear with me, guys. Yeah. Sheila, thank you. So, unfortunately, we had an animal problem. We had a cat hit the end button on the stream. So, the Jackery side, guys, bear with me. We are correcting that issue right now. Do apologize for that. I'm just going to sit here and laugh. Woo! Was not expecting that one tonight. Did anybody have on the bingo card? Kitten shut showdown. Oh, that is great. That is great. I was not expecting that. I'm having fun with this one. We're just gonna have. Did you not come over and meet Fernando? I brought you over to the Jackery side so you can meet Fernando. Fernando is actually taking over for Lois tonight. Fernando has a cat. Fernando's cat accidentally hit his phone and shut the stream off. So that's pretty funny. I'm actually having fun with this one. That's good. That's cool. All right, 1 second, everybody. I am helping Fernando out to make up the new show so we can actually get it back up and running. So bear with us, everybody. These deals are still alive. We're having fun. It's all good. Things happen. We're just going to roll with it and just enjoy the time. I thought I did something. I was like, what did I do? Oh, golden. Golden, guys. Golden. Fernando may or may not know how to reset this up, which is kind of funny. All right, I'm waiting for the connection to happen in, of course, the Jackery side. Sheila, can you buzz Justin for me? I don't think Justin's watching. Justin, if you are watching, Fernando may need your help. So I want to make sure that we're actually going live where we should be going live and all of the other cool jazz. Now, bear with us, everybody. We're going to have fun. All right, we're back. We're live. We're up here. We're having fun. It's all good. Fernando, it's totally understandable. It happens. Hello, Kitty. Nice to see you. Thanks for having fun. It made this show. Let's be honest. That cat shutting the show off made this show kind of. Now, it may have complicated a few things on the other end, but it's all good. Sometimes you need a laugh, and that was golden. I actually enjoyed that one. That was actually cool. All right, let's get back into this. We were talking about the 1000 plus system. We were talking about the 1000 plus kit. The kit is a really, really amazing kit. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to go into depth with it. We're going to have fun. Now, the kit. We were talking about it. It's going to be the battery, the station, the 2 solar panels, right? So you're going to have those 2 100-watt solar panels in this kit for $1,400. You just doubled your runtime. So, no need to be sorry, Fernando. I'm glad you have an animal that's enjoying its time. I'm glad it literally, I'm going to be honest, it made some fun in this show. It's just, it happens. It's all good. We've done it. I've done it. I've accidentally shut shows off myself. So it's all golden, buddy. I'm having fun with this one. Now, the kit, the full 1000 plus kit, guys. 2,528 watt hours of power. But because it is a modular system, you can technically have 3 batteries total. With the 3 batteries, you're going to have over 5 kilowatts of hour power. Now, technically, if you have just 2 batteries in the station, you qualify for that tax credit. With all 3 batteries, you automatically and will qualify for the actual credit. So reach out to your utility company and all of that other cool stuff. By doing that, you just doubled your runtime with everything. The cool part is with the single battery, your charge time will stay the same. When you add the 3 batteries, your charge time will change. It will actually take you a little longer to actually charge this device. Not a big deal. Running it is actually very well and peacefully done. I'm actually going to change my hat backwards because it's starting to get a little hot. So running it will do all the same things. You have the same amount of plugs. You just have something a little different. Now I'm going to actually show you guys this. Because you have batteries, to connect the batteries, you're going to need what's called a linking cable. Your cable will not be this big, but it will be the same style. It'll actually be a smaller variation of this. This is a nice large cable. This is probably a 2-aught or a 1-aught. This is technically a very small 1-aught for my car, but I'm sure it's a standard 1-aught or so with this. Locking ends. These ends, of course, will lock into place A and B connections on the battery to the power station. It's going to allow you to link those systems up, and then you guys are good to go. So that's where it's kind of at with that. Now, it's a really cool little piece that's going to do well. The linking piece does lock with this little locking clasp that comes in there and locks in place, which is great. I love they lock it. To have the cable, you're going to get a cable with every battery you buy. If you buy the 1000 plus kit, it automatically comes in the kit. Now, I have the kit, so mine came with the kit, and it's a smaller cable. This is actually a really cool piece. It is very flexible. Just watch out. It's not like it's, let's do some curls. It's just a cabling. So I love that they give you guys the cabling to link it up with this. 3 options, though. The system by itself. The system with solar panels. Now, the system with solar panels, like I said, is like $929. The system by itself is like literally, I think it's like $645. The system with, of course, the battery and, of course, the actual solar panels kit, the full kit, $13.99. $13.99. Well, right here. $13.99 is a great deal. Now, the cool part is, on that kit, if I turn the power station on, it's going to power the battery on. If I turn it on, it'll power the battery off. The battery actually has a screen that indicates the charge of the battery. And on side or on front of the actual station, it will indicate how many batteries are connected at a time. To have all of that knowledge on hand is actually very, very well done. And I love that they added all that for us. Can't go wrong with it. You really can't. So that is a modular 1,000 plus kit. Amazing piece right there. So what could we show you guys next? I don't know. Maybe 2,000 plus. Huh? We're almost getting into the exciting one. Now, with that being said, I'm almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to take a 1-minute break, guys. I want to go grab something real quick. While I'm doing that, I'm going to play a video. You know what? Let's grab you guys a different video to play. Let's do this one. So I'm going to play this video. I'll be right back 1 second, everybody. Okay, I am now back. We're back onto this. Now, we're going to move on to a larger system that is, of course, modular. This system is going to be the 2000 Plus. The 2000 Plus does work with the app, fully app controlled. Now, this is actually a really, really amazing station. We're going to move right over here, and you guys are going to see it with, of course, a battery sitting on top of it. Now, I want to do a comparison real quick, though. I want to show you guys something. So if I move the actual camera down, you're going to see the 2000 V2. The 2000 V2 is a smaller body. It's 40 pounds. It is actually the same battery percentage as the 2000 Plus. It's a smaller package, but the 2000 Plus is a bigger package for a reason. Because it has more technology added in there, because it needs the more technology to run everything it has. The 2000 Plus is, of course, 2,042 watt hours of power. It is a 64-pound package. So at 64 pounds, they made it look like a suitcase. That suitcase, of course, has 2 large 3-inch wheels, has a telescopic aluminum handle. It makes the leverage really, really easy to do. Now, so much so that if I pop over here and I actually grab this and we zoom on out, we're going to zoom outwards, you can see this very large system. This is the 5000. Now, just like that, it's got this handle. This handle does fold up and can be put away in the back of the housing. It makes it for tipping this device very easy and rolling it. So, the 2000 will roll just like this without a problem, which means you guys can go to any surface and move around without an issue. The leverage of that handle makes it really nice. So to be able to have the leverage on something like the 2000 Plus is beautiful. Now, yes, it's a 60 plus pound package though. That's because of all the other technologies in there. You have 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are your standard 3-prong, 3000 watts of power. Your 5th is your NEMA plug. Still 3,000 watts of power, but can peak at 6,000. You have 2 USB-C ports. Those USB-C ports are 100 watt capable charging max. You have two USB-A ports at 18 watts max, and of course that 12 volt 10 amp plug, just like the 3000 Pro. You have two large handles on the side if you need to lift it up, like I do on these tables all the time. So that's really where it's kind of cool with that. So we're going to go into this though. The 2000 plus system will take you 2 hours to fully charge it. You heard me correctly. 2 hours is all it's going to take to fully charge this device. If you have 6 of the 100 watt solar panels, 6 hours to charge. If you have 6 of the 200 watt solar panels, 2 hours to charge. It can accept 6 of those 200 watt panels. With the 2 hour charge rate, it only runs at 30 decibels. That's like library level noise. It can be used as an EPS with 0.02 seconds or 20 milliseconds of auto switch over. Has, of course, the fire retardant shell and shock proof shell. Now, it's not completely shock resistant, but it is, of course, shock kind of proof. Usability, because you have the amount of power, that means you guys can run 1150 watt window AC for almost 2 hours. 5800 watt welding machine for about a half hour runtime. You have all of the protections and 10-year lifespan of a lithium battery. After that 10 years, the level remains at 70% after that, which is kind of cool. On a full charge, with it not being touched, should stay fully charged for over 12 months without a problem. You have a CPAP machine. It can run for 150 hours off of this machine by itself. 520 watt double door refrigerator for a little over 3 hours. 1000 watt microwave should be able to run an hour and a half to 2 hours without an issue. Most of you are not going to run a microwave for more than 3 to 4 minutes. It's as long as it takes to cook most food. If you're cooking a frozen TV dinner, maybe 5 or so minutes. You're not going to have to run it for that long. Movie projectors up to about 20 hours. I always say that because it is a 2000 watt system. Your movie projectors range around 100 watts. 60 watt portable freezers, 26 hours. 90 watt mini fridges, 14 hours. Your hair dryer, your 1600 watt hair dryer to make sure that your hair is dry in a power outage. You know who you are. I know she's listening from the other room. 1 hour charged or runtime is what it's going to do with that one. Angle grinders, leaf blowers, water pumps, weed eaters, electric drills, table saws, all can be done off of this device. If you want to do a cell phone, approximately 60 to 70 cell phone charges off of this one. Now, by itself, like I said, it is a great price. It is literally $13.90 or $12.99 tonight. So $12.99 is where the price point is of the 2000. That's a 35% savings. If you want to get the 2000 with 2 of the 200 watt Solar Saga solar panels, that is a $1,900 price point tonight. Normally $3,300. Because you're over $1,500, you can use that 5% discount code and get 5% off of this purchase of the 3000 plus system with solar panels. You're going to save another 5%. Now, we're always going to talk about it and we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about the 4000 kit. The 4000 kit is technically the 2000 plus system plus the E2000 plus expandable battery that you're sitting on top of it. And 2 of the 200 watt Solar Saga solar panels. Normally a $5,000 price tag. This is actually coming in at $25.99 tonight. At $25.99, that is an amazing deal at 48% off, but you also get that 5% that you can take off of the top. Now, the rangeability of this device, because you went from 2000 to adding an extra battery, you're at 4,085 watt hours of power. That means instead of 150 hours of running your CPAP machine, you have 300 hours. Instead of 2 hours on, let's say, your 1150 watt window AC, you have 4 hours. You just doubled your runtime on everything that you could run off of this. So instead of 60 cell phone chargers, you have 120 cell phone chargers. You see where I'm going? It actually is going to take that large linking cable that I showed you to connect up this battery to that station. Here's where it's really, really cool. The 2000 Plus is actually even more expandable. You can add a total of 5 batteries to the system. When you add 5 batteries total to the system, you have 12 kilowatts of hour power. With 5 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run your house for at least a day. With 12 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run it for at least 2.5 or so days without a problem. Jackery said, hey, let's not stop there. Let's go crazy. Let's allow them to run it in parallel with the second 2000 Plus. You can link 2 of these systems together in parallel. You can add 10 batteries. When you have 10 batteries, you have 24 kilowatts of hour power. That's a lot of power that should be able to run your house for a good 4 days without a problem. That means you can take care of your household items like your fridge for multiple days during a major disaster that's just taken out your power grid. Sometimes it happens you don't have power for a couple days. To not lose that amount of food because you can plug it into a station with all these batteries is a peace of mind and a piece of wallet. Let's be honest. You're going to spend a little bit in the beginning, but it's going to save you in the end. Now, some people live in areas where you have power outages all the time. California likes to do what's called brownouts, where they just randomly shut your power off during high peak times. Yes, that's crazy to know that California can do it. My Justin lives down there. It happens to him and all of that. Here's the cool part. Jackery was actually founded in California, I think in like 2002. They founded it to create an energy safe and clean energy style device to help get you through those brownouts and power outages. They were, like most of us, worried about the gas-powered energy generators that are offsetting the gases inside your house. Now, there are a lot of people that don't realize you cannot turn a gas generator on in the house. To have a device like this that can be used in the house is amazing. And I love that Jackery did that. Full kit, $25.99, 48% savings. Can run pretty much whatever you want, including a TIG or MIG welder, your leaf saws, your table saws, your chainsaws, your Dremels, your TVs, your fridges, charge other power stations, charge my energy back up. I don't know. What do you guys think? So that's the 2000 Plus 4000 kit. Amazing kit. I love that one. All right. You guys ready for their biggest system? Now, I know Sheila's got this one on her wish list. I know Justin has it on his wish list. This is the 5000 Plus. Now, the 5000 Plus is their newest system. This system just literally dropped a week ago. Now, I had a pre-release 5000 Plus to get some videos done and to showcase for you guys. Now, this, of course, is the 5000 Plus. The 5000 Plus is their biggest system to date. It is 132 pounds. Now, at 132 pounds, it produces 5,040 watt-hours of power. There is, of course, a price tag of $34.99. Now, the $34.99 is not the final price for you tonight. There's a $500 clippable coupon on Amazon. So you're going to get it for $29.99, right? So that's actually $500 savings. It's still over $1,500, so you guys can use that 5% code that Fernando dropped in chat to get an extra 5% off of this purchase. With this said item, it has an aluminum telescopic handle. It has 2 large 3-inch wheels on the back. It also has 2 large casters on the front. Those casters can and do lock in place, so you can lock it so it does not roll around. It also has 2 large handles on the side, and of course 4 AC outlets on the front. Now the 4 AC outlets on the front can do 7,200 watts of power. 7,200 watts of power is a crazy amount of power. Now, the cool part about this deal is if you guys buy the 5,000 plus system tonight or the kits, you actually can get what's called the 5,000 plus protective bag. Now, I've actually asked to have one sent to me so I can kind of show you guys that bag, because the bag really looks cool, and it's a great idea that you guys can put a protective bag on it and run this device and get it splashed. Because a lot of these devices do not accept water. To have a protective cover that's going to protect it from that is actually really cool. It is also dust proof, scratch proof, and a resistant. Now that is of course the BOGO when you buy this product tonight. Now you do have two USB-C ports that do 100 watts charging capability, two USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. You also have that 12 volt 10 amp plug, and you have some other plugs that no other station has that they make. That is the NEMA 14-30 and the NEMA 14-50. If you don't know what those plugs are, we're going to show you what them plugs are. I'm going to rotate this heavy system to the side. Here on the side, you're going to be greeted with these plugs, and we're going to kind of zoom you guys in so you can see them a little bit closer. First and foremost, the plug on the top. This is your AC expansion port. The AC expansion port is going to be used to connect the smart transfer switch or the manual transfer switch connected to your electric circuit block in your house. Below that is your NEMA 14-30. This is a 120 volt, 240 volt plug. The one below that is your NEMA 14-50. That is, of course, a 120 volt, 240 volt plug. That plug means you guys can technically charge your EV car off of this. Below that is 4 circuit resets. So if you guys have a major spike in this, it'll trip the circuit and it's not going to damage the product or the stuff that's plugged into it. On the opposite side, now you guys can see a 130-pound package rolling around with ease. You have, of course, the wall plug down here, and you have, of course, the AC expansion port for your battery. Actually, DC expansion. So that's going to be your battery connection. Under this little flap, you are greeted with, of course, the solar panel connections. This green switch right here with the red is your high pass voltage switch. You will flip this, and I'm going to attempt to flip it to the side. When you flip it to the side, you are now in high pass voltage connection. That means you guys can connect up to 4,000 watts of solar array that's connected to your roof or in the backyard to charge this device in under 2 hours. You heard me right, under 2 hours. When switched in standard low pass voltage mode, you're going to use the 80-20 DC plugs on the opposite side to charge at 1,200 watts of power. That is multiple solar panels to allow you to charge in under 5 hours. That's correct, under 5 hours. Still runs at 30 decibels of noise, so it can be used in the house next to a baby without a problem. What they've changed is if you have the actual smart app controller, you can run this as a 0 milliseconds online UPS switch. You heard me correctly, 0 milliseconds online switch. If you do not have that piece, it is still 20 milliseconds of switchover. Still very acceptable and very easily usable. Multiple input methods. You have the smart transfer switch, you have the AC outlet solar power, you also have the low power solar panel. With this though, we can actually go into the charge rates. Kind of cool with the charge rates though. Dual voltage charging means you guys have an accessibility to charge it pretty much whatever you want. With 1,200 watts of input, you're going to have a 5-hour charge rate. With the 4,000 watts of input, under 2 hours. If you're using the standard AC wall plug, that is an 1,800 watt input that is going to allow you to run and charge at 3.5 hours without a problem. The amount of devices you can run off of this by itself will vary depending on what you have. Your house dryer should be able to run for about 3 hours off this single device. Your flat screen TV, about 2 days. So you're going to have a lot longer time with the 2 days of TV. Your 520 watt double door refrigerator, technically, if you want to go by the wattage, 5 hours or so or more, right? Because your fridge does not always stay powered on, it kicks on and off. You should get a range of up to about 4 days, depending on the style of refrigerator that you have. Central AC is about 2 hours. 1150 watt window AC is 4.5 to 5 hours. Your heater, about 10 hours or so. Now, all of these run times are calculated through most American usages, so you're kind of good there. The Smart App feature will allow you to do real-time monitoring to generate performances while optimizing your energy schedule. It's going to allow you to read consumption. It's going to allow you to read generations. It's going to allow you to, of course, do pretty much whatever you want. When you're in Smart Energy Solutions, it's going to actually determine and show you guys where you have the most usage at what time of the day, which is kind of cool. So you can actually work around that and actually change out what you need. System, again, by itself, $34.99, has a $500 clippable coupon on Amazon. Then it also has, of course, that 5% code that we can actually get from us. Now, where it's kind of cool is where you can get the station and the 500X solar panel. Now, you guys can kind of see the 500X solar panel. If I do this, you guys are going to get more of a glimpse of that 500X solar panel and the station, right? That's a big solar panel. That solar panel is beautifully well done. This kit is $42.99. Nah, we're not going to leave it there. There's a $600 clippable coupon on Amazon. So you're going to get it for under $42.99 with the $600 clippable coupon. You then, of course, add that 5% code, and you're getting it for even cheaper. Now, we can actually move over, and we can kind of do this, and let's kind of give you a different angle of that panel. So this is, of course, that 500X panel, not the chair. Ignore the chair. That panel on the couch, that thing right there, is the 500X that's going to come in this package. Now, we're going to talk about the full package. This is the 5,000 plus and 2 500X solar panels and 1 smart transfer switch for $5,999. They added a $1,000 clippable coupon, so now it's down to about $4,999. Use, of course, that 5% code, and it's going to drop it down even more. Now, we can actually show you guys the product page for this. This is the full kit that we're talking about. 2 of them panels, the station, and the smart transfer switch. Now, that smart transfer switch alone is a $1,699 price point. That smart transfer switch does need to be installed by a certified electrician, connected up to your actual circuit breakers or your electric panel box at your home. Inside this manual transfer switch, it's got 12 circuit switches that you can add into it for 12 different relays or other areas to connect up. Now, like I said, this is your app. It's going to allow you to see your consumption, your actual generation from the sun, your consumption for power off the power grid, and your generation from your power grid as well. So it allows you to see which one you're using. You can switch it from, of course, power grid to solar. That is up to you by hitting this switch. Down here, you're going to see, of course, you can connect up a second station. So you can actually pair up 2 of these stations together to do what you need with that on hand. So you guys have the 5,000 plus. It can actually parallel with the second 5,000 plus. They didn't just leave it there, though, because the 5,000 plus is a mighty little power station all in its right with 5,040 watt hours of power. You can add batteries to this system. So you can add technically 5 batteries total to the 5,000 plus. When you add 5 batteries, that is 30 kilowatts of hour power. You're already over the 3 kilowatts of hour power, so you guys can already reach out to the Clean Energy Program, and you guys can actually do that and connect up and get the 30% tax credit. When you have 2 of these systems in parallel, you're going to have 60 kilowatts of hour power. You have over 14,400 watts of power through all of those AC outlets. That will allow you to run pretty much whatever you really want through your house without a problem, ranging from your EV car, your stoves, your washers and dryers, your central ACs, your refrigerators, your ovens, of course, whatever you really want. That system does really, really phenomenally well. And of course, that is their newest one. Every package that we just mentioned has the option to get you that free gift, that protective cover. Now, that protective cover is limited to 50 pieces. It does expire on the 2nd, so you do need to get it now if you want to get that protective cover. Great little actual gift that they're adding into that. Now, the manual transfer switch, we're going to show you guys the page for the manual transfer switch right here. This is a $1,700 product. It is, of course, this beautiful gray and orange logo. It says Smart Transfer Switch, has, of course, the error light, has the AC2 and AC1. That is going to be your 5,000 plus 1 and 5,000 plus 2 if you're hooking up 2 of these. Has 2 linking connections. Has a power/pause button. So if you want to pause the usage of these stations, press the button and you're good to go. With it, this is the inside of that actual piece. This will allow for up to 12 electrical circuits to be connected up. Now, these 12 circuits will be divided between the 2 stations of a max 14,400 watts of usage. Now, with it, that's 60 kilowatts of power through these 12 circuits. Most of you will probably only be using a single system and 5 batteries if you go this route. So you guys are going to be doing 30 kilowatts through this panel. Has, of course, the power grid switch right here to shut it off if you want to. Now, it gets kind of cool, so you guys can actually do the connectability, but you guys see right here, it's actually charging an EV car, has the solar panels and everything. This is a $1,700 little product. This is a phenomenal piece, but if you guys get that package deal of 5,000 plus with solar panels, smart switch, you're getting a really, really good discount on all of it all together. So that is, of course, the 5,000 plus and manual transfer switch and smart transfer switch. So now that we talked about the stations, let's talk solar panels. Now, we actually had this set up over there on that little solar panel. Now, I know my chair is kind of blocking it. That is the 500X. The 500X is their newest solar panel. Now, this is a $1,000 solar panel that pulls in 500 watts of connectability. With this device, it is approximately 98 inches long when fully installed and connected together. If you run the panels separately, and you can run each of the panels on this 5,000 or 500 plus separately, they are going to range from 39 inches by 20 inches by 3 inches tall, all right, thick. Here's where it's going to get kind of cool and all of this other jazz. This is made up from 6 panels. Each panel is an 85 watt panel. Each panel has an Anderson clip connection. Each panel can be disconnected on a whim if you want to. It is, of course, foldable. So you guys can see it right there. It's like set up like an accordion, right? So now that I'm over here, I'm going to talk a little bit louder so you guys can see this. So it's an accordion, but if I want to, I can fold it shut just like that, and I can keep folding it. 6 separate panels on a hinged system. Now, each of these panels has an Anderson clip that can be disconnected at any time. You will, if you want to run them separately, have to disconnect the hinges that are on them. Now, what I can talk about, though, is, and we're going to get there, is, of course, you get a carrying bag. So there is a nice large carrying bag, this large carrying bag right here. So you guys get this carrying bag inside the kit to carry it around. That is a freebie inside the carrying, this solar panel. With it, and we're going to grab everything else. Let me grab it. So we're going to pop over here. So inside this, you're also going to get a 10-foot cable. Now this is an Anderson clip cable to an 80-20 adapter DC plug. It is in gray colorway, just like the power cable. On top of this, you're also going to get several of these ground spikes, so you can actually permanently mount this to the ground. That way it does not fly away in the wind, which is kind of cool that they give you these ground stakes. Now, do be careful when you are putting these in the ground. You do not want to crack or break your solar panels at all. Be careful. Hitting a hammer on these can and will damage stuff if you do it incorrectly. They give you all of these. Now, we're going to talk about it though, because I wasn't expecting a solar panel kit that I had to kind of put together. It took me a couple minutes to put it together, but it was actually easy once you figured it out. The user manual will walk you through how to, of course, connect and use those solar panels without a problem. You have 4 screws per hinge. There's 2 hinges per panel. So each panel has its own 2 hinges to connect to the next panel, and on and on and on. It is going to do about 25% high efficiency in bifacial conversion. Because it is a bifacial design, it connects or collects power and light from both sides of the panel. At 25% and even in low light settings, you're getting a good amount of charge with this. The cool part is they thought about it. They said, hey, you know what? People are going to run these in kind of extreme temperatures. It will work in minus 40 degree weather all the way up to 185 degree weather. Anything over 185 degrees, you're probably going to melt this stuff anyways, let's be honest. If you guys are under minus 40 degrees, you're living in Antarctica and you probably don't need this anyways. Just going there, right? Just going there. But it's a great system. $999, it's definitely worth checking out. Cool part is you guys get a couple of those in some of those 5,000 kits. An even better part is these are actually compatible with the 2000 Plus, the 3000 Pro system. Technically, you could plug it into the 2000 V2 as well by itself singly, but it's there. Now, it is fully IP68 rating. IP68 rating means it can be used outside without a problem. When in use or used as a single panel, you guys can mount them separately onto like the RV, roofs, or everything. If you're using them as an accordion style off your roof, that's going to be a little different mounting for you guys, but you can do it. Really amazing panel. That, is, of course, is their newest 500X panel. Really, really cool piece. Definitely worth checking out. Of course, my camera looks like it moved a little, so you guys aren't seeing everything. Let's just move it back. I had a third camera hooked up today, guys. Would not stay running for some reason, so we don't have the other view that I was having. All right, so we've talked about a few of these systems. We've talked about some of the cool stuff. We talked about their largest solar panel. Let's talk about their smallest solar panel. You guys want a small one? We have the Mini 40. The Mini 40 is still fully waterproof, water resistant. This is a $99 solar panel. Normally like $130. Has the eye ringlets. Has a nice little cover. It literally looks like a notebook that your kid takes to school. It is a 1/2 inch thick, 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, magnetic clasp that opens it up. There you guys go. You sit out in your beach chair and you sunbathe. You can sit here and collect sun while sunbathing. No, guys, come on. This will do 23% efficiency in converting light in low light settings. Cool part is it is actually nice and long, but only 2 1/4 pounds or 2.5 pounds. So it can be carried pretty much anywhere. Now, I've actually seen where somebody was actually doing this. They had just the 2 panels and it was still clipped, and then they tied it to their backpack. They were tying it to their backpack. They had it plugged into the little 100 Plus station. They had the 100 Plus in their backpack, and they were hiking while getting a charge off of just the 2 panels. So you're getting probably about 20 watts of charge through those 2 panels, which is kind of cool. It's a great idea that you can actually do something that crazy in a times But if you need a charge, definitely just pick a direction and whatever way you want the solar panel to go, that's the way it's going to go. If you're tall enough, technically you could let it fully hang if you want to. I'm going to say go with just the two little pieces and let it hang just like that. That's kind of cool. Great little idea to get a charge while hiking, but can be used pretty much anywhere with the IP68 rating. You don't have to worry about it. Mini 40, $99, guys. Now, that's kind of cool. All right, 1 second for my voice, guys, and then one sip of water. Next up on the block is the 100-watt bifacial solar panel. This, of course, is a really, really amazing solar panel. This solar panel is $209. It is the same price as the original 100-watt Solar Saga solar panel. This is the new creation. The original has finally sold completely out, so they're moving over to the new design. The new design is actually a smaller fold-up footprint, but it is a bifacial solar panel, which means it's going to get light from both sides. It has these little clasps that latch and keep it in place. Also has riveted handles with the cloth handles, and it is actually pretty light. With it, you have two kickstands that will actually come out to allow you to set it down just like this. When done, allow it to go back and Velcro itself shut. Now, what does bifacial mean? Bifacial means it's grabbing light from both sides. So you have this blue side, which is going to be the side towards the ground. The opposite side is going to be the black side. Now, with that black side, that's going to be your area to grab most of the light. I'm trying to do this without hurting myself today because I'm in a weird position. This is actually 4 panels long. So if I move back, you guys can kind of see how long this panel really, really is. It's a really nice long panel. It's going to do about 24 to 25% efficiency in converting light to power because it is bifacial. Now, fully waterproof, water resistant, this 100-watt solar panel will work with pretty much any station that they make, from the 100 plus, the 240s, the 300s, the 500, the 600 plus, the 300 plus, the 1000 V2s, 2000 V2s, and on up. You just have to use the solar panel connection. It's going to do 100 watts of charge rate at 18 volts for you. This is, of course, their newer 100-watt solar panel with bifacial design. This thing is a beast in its own right. At $209 tonight, this is going to be a really, really cool one. What's the sig? I'm not sure what you mean. So that is a cool little piece right there for you guys on hand. If you need something like that one, definitely check that out. You have you covered, and of course, you definitely have you covered with that one. Now, you have all these other stations, of course, on hand that are going to do well from maybe a larger or different style solar panel. Now, other solar panels that we can actually talk about. That thing is... It is actually quite large. Now, there is a bigger solar panel back there, though. The 500 is a lot larger of a solar panel. We're going to go into the 100 Prime. Now, the 100 Prime is a fully modular DIY style panel. Now, I'm going to show you guys what comes with it. Let me slow this one down. So, with this one, you're going to get not the plastic that fell, but this little package. So this is the 100 Prime panel. Now the 100 Prime panel is actually a really cool little panel because it can be mounted to pretty much wherever you want. It comes with all the mounting hardware, including these actual rails. Now these rails actually have 2 pre-drilled holes to mount to like the roof of your RV, to your motorhomes, to your houses, to your garages, or whatever you need. It's going to have a separate hole right here that's slotted so you guys can actually set the solar panel just like this to sit on it. You get 4 of these mounts for you guys. Now, if I can remember correctly which way they go, let's just be honest. I'm not paying attention to this stuff. Is this a replay? I feel like I've... Go away, Phil. Go away. You're just being mean now, sir. Just being mean. It does come with all the hardware. It comes with the self-tapping screws, correct? So these are actually nice and sharp. They're going to be able to go through metal. They're going to be able to go through wood or whatever you want. They are a fine thread. So if you guys screw these in through, like, let's say, RV motorhome like ceilings, they're thin and you need a fine thread. Does have a watertight gasket. Do use, of course, a silicone piece for this. It also comes with, of course, the stainless steel hardware to mount it. The nuts, the washers, and, of course, the bolt. So you guys can mount that as well. These deals are... Yeah, Phil. I'm only going to be here for a week, and then I'm gone. Gone. No. It's definitely a repeat all week. Should I start just going repeating like that, huh? All right. The 100 Prime panel, though, is a fully aluminum panel with a glass. That's right, glass panel. So this is, of course, that panel. It is fully glass. It's got aluminum frame all the way around. On the back of the frame, you're going to see the mounting holes to mount those brackets to whatever you need. It has a permanently mounted 9.5-foot cable that actually has an Anderson clip, so if you guys want to Y-split it, or if you guys don't want to Y-split it, pop it off, and you guys can use, of course, the DC plug. The DC plug is an 80-20 plug, so you can connect it in to pretty much whatever station you want. The cable is perfectly well done. Now, this is going to do 25% efficiency. It is still a bifacial solar panel. Bifacial solar panel means you guys can actually get charging from both sides, 25% efficiency in low light settings. This is an amazing little 100-watt panel that is actually at a very beautiful price point of $169. That's a 43% savings for this. Where to find that? Oh, where to find... I don't know, Sheila. I do feel like I'm on repeat, though. I love that panel. That is actually one of my favorite panels compared to that new 500X. And I'm going to be really honest with you. That glass panel is more geared towards the DIY people that want to mount it to like the top of their motorhomes, their top of their makeshift vans that they travel the country in, or your wood shops, your houses, and everything like that. You can even make like a, let's say, a 45-degree angle iron mount that you can mount it to, and that's going to give you the optimal angle with that. It's a really great solar array that's going to do well for you. The cool part is you can mount multiples of those together in that array depending on the device that you're using. So like, let's say, if you want to use the 2000 plus system, the 2000 plus system will allow you to connect up to 6 solar panels of the 200-watt panels. Each of the batteries will also allow you to connect up to 6 panels to each battery. So if you're using these 100-watt panels, the 100-watt prime panels, you guys can use 12 panels per system connected up with the Anderson clip split down to, of course, that DC plug. You will need to get the Y splitters, though. So that is just the variations that you're going to need as a Y splitter connection. Great for solar array with, yeah. So solar arrays, most bifacial styles will get a reflection off of the ground bounce back to the solar array. So that's what bifacial is doing. I feel like I'm going to sneeze all of a sudden. All right, we're going to pop over here. We're going to grab that media source. We're going to show you guys the 200-watt solar panel. This was and is technically one of their larger panels. Now, this panel is normally like $699. It's $474 today. Still, IP68 rating, but does do about 24.3% efficiency. It is a single-sided array, so it does not do bifacial solar. Because it is such a large array, it actually has a targetable angle sun indicator. So it will actually allow you to target and angle the positioning of the solar panel correctly by that piece for this. Now with it is approximately 21 pounds. It is about 55 to 60 inches long when folded out. Where you're going to be is inside the casing. It's going to have a 9.5-foot cable that's going to look like this, and it's going to do well for you. That 9.5-foot casing, of course, is going to do perfectly well for those people that need that 9.5-foot casing. Bear with me, guys. Sorry, I was sneezing. I knew I had to sneeze, so I didn't want you guys to see it. Now, with it, of course, connect up the cable, connect it up to the station you're using. I'm using a single 200-watt cable plugged into the 3000 Pro. From the moment I plug it in to the time I turn it on to when I grab the camera is less than 10 seconds. The time I put the camera onto the actual screen, you're already seeing 153 watts of power being put into the station. Now, you can imagine if you had 6 of these panels out there, it's going to charge this system in like 3 hours. And that's where it's really kind of cool. So a 3-hour charge rate to get a system off 6 of these panels is amazing. To have a system and a solar panel that does that is kind of cool. Again, guys, are these kicks on my kicks? No, my shoes are not on deal, buddy. I have brighter ones now, so if you want to go with that route, I do have brighter ones. Now, we're going to bounce back over here. Because that panel is a really good panel at a great price point, I definitely recommend them. Now, we have next in the carousel is, I believe, the 3000 Pro by itself. Now, this, of course, is just a product page, but I can show you guys the system by going to there. Now, this is actually the 3000 Pro, 36% off tonight. The 3000 Pro by itself is $1,799. The cool part about that is you guys can use that 5% code and get another 5% off of this. So you guys are still going to get the 3,024 watt hours of power that can be fully charged in 2.5 hours on a wall plug. If you have 6 of those 200 watt panels, 3.5 hours you're fully charged. With this device, it can run in -4-degree weather. Now, it is, of course, about 64 pounds, so it is a little bit heavy. So they do put 2 large 3-inch wheels. Can run pretty much whatever system device you want to run off of it. What is with this now? Sorry, guys. Had to sneeze yet again. Don't know why I'm sneezing all of a sudden. Now, with it, guys, you can run your window ACs. You can run TVs. You can run your stoves. You can run your fridges. You can run your gaming computers. You can run your projectors. You can run this whole stream off of this actual device if you really wanted to. It is a beautiful little piece. It would be perfect for home backup, RV, off-the-grid living, tools, or whatever you really wanted to in this piece of devicing. Now, I kind of like that you guys can actually do some other things with this. So, like, you have all of the connectability and usability in a system of this size, but you can run a microwave for 2.25 hours. You guys could even run a TIG or MIG welder for a little over an hour. If you really wanted to, though, you guys could do 101 cell phone charges off of a device of this size. The 3000 Pro is well set up for you guys at a great price point. So if you guys need 3000 Pro, they got you. They got you covered. Now, we also have the Jackery expansion battery pack for the 1000 Plus. Now, that is actually sitting right above it. Now, that 1000 Plus system battery is about $479 tonight. So if you want to get just that battery, it's $479. That's a 20% savings. That's going to give you guys 1,264 extra watts to the 1000 Plus system. Now, for those of you that already have the 1000 Plus system, to have an extra battery is actually really cool. The cool part about it is, though, just the station and the battery by itself, you can have it charged in about 2.5 hours. If you add 3 of these batteries to that system, it can actually be fully charged in under 4 hours without a problem. Still has, of course, advanced cooling technologies inside the battery, has a shock and fireproof resistant shell, has a high temperature resistant shell as well. It is, of course, still the LiFePro 4 cell chemistry mix up of the actual battery, which is actually beautifully well done. The battery does weigh approximately 20 plus pounds. I think it's technically about 30 pounds or so. 20, if I remember right, it's like 23 pounds, 23 to 30 pounds. So it's not too heavy, but it is a little bit of a weight. Now, with, of course, 6 of these 200-watt solar sagas, you guys can charge this station and the battery in 2 hours without a problem. If you do it in your car on a cigarette car lighter plug, 25 hours with this battery. Now, for those of you that want the bigger battery for the bigger station, that's actually going to be that battery right there, the Expansion Pack 2000 Plus. This is normally a $1,600 battery. It is actually $999 tonight, which is a great deal. This station can actually run 6 solar panels by itself to charge this battery by itself. So you can actually add batteries to this and the station without a problem. Still has all of those protections, fire, shock resistant, high temperature resistant. It's a really, really cool piece that can actually be charged in about 2.5 hours via wall outlet, or 2 hours with the solar panels. Can't go wrong with that. So we're just racking and going through the extra batteries, guys. Now we're going to talk about carrying bags. Before I get over to the carrying bags, we're going to talk about one carrying bag that is not in the carousel today. That is going to be for the 1000 V2 and the 2000 V2 system. They make a carrying bag that is actually heatable. It plugs in with the USB-C port to the device that you're setting in it, and it will heat up the bag. So that means you guys can run the system in minus 40-degree weather without a problem. That bag is phenomenal. It still gives you all the access to all the plugs and adapters that you need with that. So kind of cool that it has that. Now, we also have a couple other variations like this one right here. This is the small carrying bag. This small carrying bag is going to be meant for the 240, the 300, or the 500. Now, this bag, of course, is splash proof, scratch proof, has, of course, a nice thick lining to protect it, and a carrying handle. This bag is coming in at $44 for those smaller stations if you need be. We also have the medium carrying bag for like $60. Same makeup, same design, just going to work with the 1000 or the 1000 Pro. So they do have that bag as well. And then they also have the large one. Now the large bag is going to be for like the 1500, the 1500 Pro, and the 1000 system. Still very wash-proof, scratch-proof, and very, very resistant. So that's going to be that bag right there. Justin, hello. How are you doing? What's up? How is Justin doing tonight? So, guys, there's your bags for you. If you guys need for a carrying bag, they have multiple options. They even having one for the 5000 plus. Yeah, I'm glad it's your weekend, buddy. I'm a little jelly you get a weekend. All right, so we went through the full carousel now. That means we still have about an hour and a half left of this show. We're going to circle back. We're going to show you guys some products. But before I do that, I'm going to take a 2-minute siesta little break. It is definitely time for me to take a break. I need some fresh water. So I'm going to grab you guys a video. We're going to grab you guys a different video. Let's grab the 2000 video over here. I'm going to let this play. While that's doing, I'll be right back, everybody. Okay, I am now back. Like I said, I needed a small break to grab a new drink because I was definitely tired of drinking warm water. Jeanette, welcome to the show and good evening. Now, guys, we've got a bunch of very, very amazing products, of course. We're going to, of course, start circling around with this. First and foremost is that banner right there. You guys see that banner? Best price guaranteed all the way till December 2nd. If you buy a product today from us and you find it for cheaper tomorrow, you can reach out to customer service and get your actual refund of the difference of that actual price point. Second is that 5% discount code. That 5% discount code is going to give you guys a 5% off of anything over $1,500. There are some exclusions in that discount code, though. The exclusions are the 1000 V2, the 1000 V2 200 watt solar panel package that's in the carousel. It also excludes the 2000 V2 and 2000 V2 solar panel package. So anything besides those four pieces, you can get up to 5% off of $1,500 or more, which is kind of cool. Second is that banner down there. You guys can get the 1000 V2 for $349, which is a dumb, crazy deal. $349 for like an $800 product is really, really crazy. Second, you guys can get the 1000 V2 and the 200 watt solar panel for $699. That is a 46% savings tonight. Another really amazing deal. You then have the 2000 V2 for $791. Now, $791 is a 53% savings. That is a really, really amazing deal for those three packages or those three devices. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to circle back around. We're going to start back off at the 1000 V2. Because the 1000 V2 is, of course, their deal of the day or the deal of the night or even week if you want to technically get there. I am attempting to find the 1000 V2 in my carousel, so bear with me. Now that I found it, we're going to change the angles. We're going to pop down here. We're going to go down to, of course, the bottom of the table. The 1000 V2 is that system right there for us. Now, the 1000 V2 is actually a really, really cool little product. The 1000 V2 is 1070 watt hours of power in a very beautiful 24-pound package. Now, this 24-pound package has Charge Shield 2.0. Now, Charge Shield 2.0 will allow you to emergency supercharge it in a 1-hour charge rate. If you do not have that 1-hour charge rate with you or don't want to do it, now, with the 1-hour charge rate, guys, this is where it's kind of cool. So the 1-hour charge rate is going to allow you to charge it in emergency. So let's say you guys know a natural disaster is coming and you need to get a quick charge on this. 1-hour rate is what it's going to take, and most people will have enough warning to kind of do that. If you don't use that 1-hour charge rate, which you have to switch on in the app, you're going to have it fully charged in under 2 hours anyway, so it's not a big deal. Now, with this, though, you are going to have 1070 watt hours of power in a LiFePO 4 cell at 24-pound package. Does have a handle, works with the app, has 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 1500 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 3000 for you. That's a good rate. It's an amazing rate with those 3 plugs. Now, we didn't just leave it there. There's actually 2 USB-C ports. There's a 30-watt port on the top. There's a 100-watt port in the middle. Then there's a USB-A port that does 18 watts as well. On the top, you're going to have, of course, that DC 12-volt 10-amp plug. This does have dual 80-20 plugs on the side. Those plugs are going to allow you to plug in 400-watt solar panels or 200-watt solar panels or 100-watt solar panels, depending on who and what you want to plug in. Now, with the charge rate, if you use 2 of the 200-watt Solar Saga solar panels, the bifacial solar charging panels, you're going to have a 2.5-hour charge rate on this device. What could the 1000 V2 run? Well, it can actually vary depending on the actual piece you use. Now, technically, it can be used as a UPS, which is an uninterruptible power supply. That uninterruptible power supply is going to allow you to, of course, seamlessly power switch in a very low 20 milliseconds of switchover, which is kind of cool. This has the safety certified UL 2743 certification, just like most of them, for the flame retardant shell, shock reproof, and all of that other cool stuff. Now, usability. Cell phones, maybe 40 to 50 cell phones off of this if you want to. Laptop, about 14 charges. Drone batteries, 20 or so charging drone batteries. For the people that want or do have like Starlink in your mobile vans and stuff, you can run your Starlink for about 10 to 29 hours depending on the power of that Starlink, which is kind of cool. Now, carbon friendly, user friendly, acceptable. Can, of course, and will be able to use a mini fridge for 14 hours. Your Wi-Fi router, your modem and router can run for over a week off of this because it's only 15 watts of draw power. They claim you can use a heated blanket for 12 hours. I'm going to tell you guys about 9 or so hours with this, maybe 10 or more. It really is going to depend on the actual electric blanket that you're using. Some of those are taking a little bit of power. You guys can also do a 45 watt house fan for about 23 hours on a full charge, 27 hours on an LED lantern, or if you really want to, professional electric drills, chainsaws, circular saws, table saws, routers, sanders, palm sanders. You have a wide variety of things that can run off of this. Now, technically, that means it supports anywhere from 1 to 3 days of outdoor off-grid activities without needing to recharge it. If you add solar panels, then of course you have it and it's charged and you don't have to worry about it. Like I said, by itself tonight, $349, which is a smoking deal. If you want to, though, you guys can get it and the 200 watt solar panel for $699 tonight. That is a 46% savings. Now, $699 isn't a great deal for you guys with that. Now, bear with me one sec. Now, we're also going to show you guys the big brother, and that's going to be the 2000 V2, which is literally sitting next to it. Now, the 2000 V2 is a 40-pound package. Now, that 40-pound package is going to do well for you guys, but I'm going to actually show you guys what the app can do because I have the app hooked up to this one. So we're going to go in here. We're going to grab the 2002 right here, guys, and actually turn on a flashlight. So we can hit the flashlight, turn on the flashlight in low light settings. If we want to, we can also hit the highlight settings. That's kind of cool. We can also hit SOS pattern if we want. We won't leave that on extra long. We will shut that off if it will turn off. The screen can be turned on through the app. So if I really want to, I can turn on the screen so I can actually have the screen lit up. Or if I need to, I can turn it on even longer or shut the screen back off. That is all app controlled. Now, some other cool little pieces is, guys, you can go in the emergency charge mode. When switching over emergency charge mode, which is your supercharge mode, which is your 1 hour charge rate, it has to be activated inside the app. So it does, of course, have to be activated inside the app. Your charging settings, guys, is going to allow you to do like battery saving mode and all of that inside this app, which is cool. Now, 2,042 watt hours of power inside this device. Now, 2,042 watt hours of power should be able to run 1150 watt window AC for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. This 2000 V2 is actually $791 tonight, which is a really phenomenal deal for you guys. Normally it's a $1,500 product. Now, it has 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 2,200 watts of sine wave power. Danny, hello. How are you doing? Welcome to the show, Danny. So, 2,200 watts of pure sine wave power through those 3 AC outlets. Now, those 3 AC outlets are going to allow you to run multiple devices without an issue. You still have the 2 USB-C ports, the USB-A port, the 12-volt 10-amp plug. This will allow you to connect up multiple multiple 200-watt solar panels without a problem. Your charge rate on this will vary from device to device, right? So that's where it's going to be with this. Now, bear with me, guys. I don't know what is going on. Sorry, everybody. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much, but I am now starting to sneeze like crazy, and it's probably because of the fan. Now, back to this piece. If you want to charge it, 1 hour charge rate, super emergency mode. Standard fast charging mode, 1.5 hours to almost 2 hours. With a single 200-watt solar panel, about 5 hours. If you have multiple solar panels, about 2.5 hours, right? So quick charge rate. Now, technically, it's going to take like 6 of those 200 watts. That's really, really beautifully well done with this. Now, you also can charge it with AC outlet and, of course, solar panel to get it charged in about 50 minutes. Your run times will vary from like 12 hours on a 200-watt desktop, 3 hours on a coffee maker, 2 hours on a crock pot. You guys can do like 1150-watt window AC as well. The 1150-watt window AC should be able to run for under 2 hours or about 2 hours therefore. If you really want to, though, guys, do like the electric drills, water pumps, air pumps, shop vacs, 2.5 hours with the shop vac, cleaning up all of the debris. Maybe your dog's made a mess coming through the house and you want to use the shop vac to clean it up. Maybe you actually spilled some water and you want to use the shop vac to clean the water up. 2.5 hours of runtime. Your electric grill, about 1.5 hours to almost 2 hours, and tree trimmers. Now, you guys can do road trips with this as well. The 2000 V2 by itself is at $791 tonight. It is another great, great deal. And Danny, thank you for the follow. I really, really do appreciate that over there. Now, we do have a bunch of codes for you guys tonight. With that being said, first and foremost, that 5% discount code. You guys can get 5% off purchases of $1,500 or more. You also can get, of course, the 1000 V2 for $349. You can get the 1000 V2 with the 200-watt solar panel for $699. And, of course, that 2000 V2, which we're showing you guys right now, for $791. That's a great, great deal. Now, if you really want to, though, get the 2000 V2 with 2 of the 200-watt solar panels for a $1,500 price tag. That's a 40% savings. 40% savings is definitely where it's really at. To save you guys that 40% is an amazing little price point. It's going to give you a great package deal. Now, I don't always do this, but since we're gonna pop this open. So that is the side of this device. Here is your dual solar panel connections, your 80/20 plugs. This is also, well, let's see. Right there is your AC outlet for your wall plug. You guys can see this large cooling areas with this 2000 V2. So you do have a nice large cooling area that's going to allow air to fly over the batteries and the electronics. The cool part is there's also a fan inside here to help suck and blow that air. It is a very silent device as well. Now, as I kick my foot on something down below, we're not going to talk about it. To get this product by itself, you do need to use the discount code. That code is, of course, BFE2000V2, and it's going to get you at the $791 price tag. That's an amazing deal. So 2000 V2, guys, any questions about that 2000 V2 we can actually ask or talk about right now. Now, I've actually did some cool stuff with it. And we're going to pop over here. We're going to grab a video. And we're going to show you guys what I did with the 2000 V2. So the 2000 V2, I actually had in a backyard. In the backyard, I had it connected up. And I am going to connect it up to, of course, Christmas decorations and lights. You guys will see there's 87% charge left. We're going to pull about 109 to 110 watts, which means we're going to have approximately 14 hours of runtime or so with this device. What it's running is 5 of the inflatable decorations on the inside, 5 of the inflatable decorations on the outside. It's also running multiple, and I mean multiple runs of LED lights and of course Edison style light bulbs. It's also doing the Christmas icicles and of course the backyard lights, and it's going to keep running. Now you guys get photobombed by the cutest little Goldie dog right there, of course, on hand. That's actually kind of cool with that. So really great little piece that does well for even doing decorations. And that's what I'm going to kind of talk about. It is that time of the year where everybody likes to decorate for Christmas, right? Or decorate for the holidays. To be able to run all of these decorations off a power station and not have to pay your electric bill, that's a no-brainer to me. It's actually a really cool idea. Connect up multiple solar panels, charge it through the day, set up a start time because you can do that in the app, and then we'll turn on that switch and start inflating and turning on the lights at a certain time. Or even add a timer onto the device on the extension cord that you have plugged into it. That's a great idea because it can and will be able to do 2200 watts of pure sine wave power. You're never going to pull that much power through those decorations unless you are one of those people that has over 1,000 decorations in their yard. I'm just going to go there. Lindsay, thank you for the follow. AC, thank you for the follow. Guys, I appreciate it. For everybody that is joining in on the Dragon Blogger side, I see over 1,000 people live right now, which is crazy. For those of you that are watching this show, we have some amazing discounts and deals going on that you guys can see here. I will have Justin or Phil post those in chat. First and foremost, guys, best price guaranteed. If you purchase said items and you find them cheaper by the 2nd of December, you can get your the amount that is actually the difference refunded to you. You'll have to reach out to customer service. Second, there's a 5% discount code of anything over $1,500. Now, that 5% discount code does exclude the 1000 V2, the 1000 V2 solar panel, the 2000 V2, and the 2000 V2 solar panel kit. Anything else is game. You guys can add it as long as it's over $1,500. You'll get 5% off. We do have that rotating banner down there. Now, that rotating banner is really, really nice because it's showing you guys what you can get at what prices. First and foremost, there's that 1000 V2. The 1000 V2, guys, can come in at $349 today for you guys. That's normally an $800 power station. Now you guys can also get the 1000 V2 and the 200 watt solar panel for $699. You also have the option of getting the 2000 V2 by itself for $791. And you do have to use the code for that $791. Now, if you really wanted to, though, guys, you guys can get the 2000 V2 and the dual solar panels for $1499, which is a 40% savings. Now, there's an extra special gift on top of that, guys, if you are actually listening in. If you buy what's called the 5000 plus power station. That 5000 plus power station has a BOGO gift. You're going to get a protective bag that protects it from the rain and elements in that purchase. Now, there's nothing to do but purchase it. Now, it is limited to 50 of those carrying bags or those protective bags. So after 50 of those items are sold, there are no more carrying bags being given away. It's just a special gift for that. Now, we are going to actually show you guys the 5000 because, well, why not? Let's do it. Let's pop cameras. Let's do this. That is, of course, the new 5000 power station. Now, that 5000 power station can run your whole house. Now, Justin, if you're around, can you... Never mind, I got it. So the 5000 power station by itself, guys, is $3,499. There's actually a $500 clippable coupon on the webpage on Amazon for you. So it brings it down to $2,999. It is over that $1,500 range, so you guys can use that 5% code and get 5% off. Plus, you guys can get it with the free carrying bag or protective bag. This device, I'm going to go here with this. This device is 5,040 watt hours of power that can charge an EV car without a problem. Now, you may need a lot of power to charge that EV car, but it can actually plug it into this. Some of the stations don't do that. Now, it is 132 pounds. It does have 2 large 3-inch wheels. It also has 2 casters on the front. The casters on the front can and will be able to lock in place so it does not roll around. You're going to have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability, 2 USB-C ports, and of course 100 watts max charging capability on that front panel. And we're going to zoom in a little bit closer for you guys so you can see that. Down below those USB ports, you're going to have 4 3-prong standard American AC plugs. That's going to do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. You heard me correctly, 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power through this device. That is a lot of power for you guys. Now, on there you still have that 12 volt 10 amp DC plug. On the sides, you actually have some plugs that some of these other stations don't have. And we're going to pop back and we're going to do this. On this side, you have an AC expansion slot. This AC expansion slot is going to allow you to connect up the smart transfer switch. It will also allow you to connect up the manual transfer switch, or the ATS or MTL. So manual transfer switch and MTL, you guys can connect them, which is cool. It also has the 14-30 NEMA plug. That's that second plug down there, this plug right here. That is a 120 volt, 240 volt plug. Down below that, you also have the NEMA 14-50 plug. That NEMA 14-50 plug is actually a 240 volt plug. That's going to be like the plug that you can connect up your EV car, your washers and dryers, or your house dryers. What am I going with? Now, on the opposite side, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to try and roll it around without banging into too much stuff. You have an expansion slot at the bottom. So at the bottom of that device, there is a battery expansion slot. So you can add up to 5 batteries to the system. With the 5 batteries, guys, you can actually run, and I'm going to go here, you can run up to 30 kilowatts of hour power. Because you're over 3 kilowatts, you guys are already credited for, of course, being able to go with the green energy 30% tax credit. You guys will have to go to like your utility company, fill out for the federal tax credit, and then you guys will go there from there. Besides the battery expansion slot, the AC wall plug, you guys have something that some of these other systems don't have. It's a flap door, and that flap door is hiding a switch. This green and red switch is what's called the high pass voltage switch. If you flip it all the way over, and you guys can kind of see me move it, it's going to allow you to go to the high pass solar array connectability, which means you guys can actually charge this device at 4,000 watts of power. That is for those of you that have the larger solar arrays. In standard charging mode, where I have it set, you're going to use the DC plugs right on the side, the 80-20 plugs. You can still charge at 1,200 watts of solar power in low power solar array. Beautifully well done. Now, it does work with, of course, the app, and the app's going to allow you to control everything, which is kind of cool. It does and will, of course, allow you to do multiple items without an issue as well, like connecting up the extra pieces. What it can do that some of the others don't do is if you have the smart app and the smart switch, you can run this in 0 milliseconds mode. So 0 milliseconds means if you lose power, your computer is not going to shut down whatsoever. Fully charges in under 2 hours in a high power solar array. So if you guys are doing, let's say, the 4,000 watt solar panel solar arrays, under 2 hours it's charged. If you have the smart transfer switch installed to your electric circuit box, 4,000 watts can be transferred through that. In under 2 hours, it's fully charged. If you're using the standard wall plug, that standard wall plug pulls about 1,800 watts of power. 3.5 hours on a wall plug, you have the 5,040 watt hours charged. If you're doing, let's say, like the 500X solar panels, you can actually do 2 of those and a 200-watt solar panel together. It's going to allow you to have it fully charged in 5 hours outside without a problem, which is amazing. I kind of like that they can actually do that. Now, the portability and the usability off the station alone. It can run a flat screen TV for over 2 days without a problem. It can run your home dryer for about 3 hours. It can run a 1150 watt window AC for about 4.5 to almost 5 hours without a problem. It can even run your central AC for a couple hours by itself if you need to. Most of you are not going to be worried about a central AC. 10 hours with your heater, up to 4 days with your refrigerator. You have a wide variety with this. Now, we can go into a few other things because the expandability with the batteries, you guys can do on a single unit up to 30 kilowatts of hour power. With 30 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run your house for about 3 to 4 days. They actually made it so you guys can interlink 2 of these systems together. So with the ATS or smart transfer switch, you can actually link 2 of these 5,000 systems together and have 10 batteries total to have 60 kilowatts of hour power. With 60 kilowatts of hour power, you're now pushing 14,400 watts of power through all of those AC outlets. That's a dual unit parallel power. If you can't run your devices off of that much power through this system, you need something really special. The standard default mode for the backup is 20 milliseconds. When you have the smart switch or it requires the app switch, you have the 0 milliseconds. So that's really, really phenomenally well done with that. To have the NEMO plugs, the L14-30 and the 14-50, that's even better because to be able to plug in items like that you normally can't plug in, it's kind of cool. Now, 132 pounds. You're probably like, 132 pounds is really, really hard to move around. Now, you're not wrong. If you guys are deadlifting this, 132 pounds isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world. They added the wheels for a reason, and if I hop up here, I can actually grab the handle, and I'm barely going to move that handle. You guys can see the leverage that gives me. So I can wheel this around without a problem. That also gives you guys the angle and view of that handle that is down on the bottom. So that's where it's really kind of cool. So it is quite acceptable and easy to roll around without a problem. The better part is because it's not a gas generator, you can use this inside the house. It's not going to offset gases. So you don't have to worry about carbon monoxide and stuff like that. It is a LiFePO 4-cell system. Inside the body, this has actually got the technology that the 2000 V2 has. It has what's called cell-to-body technology. The cell-to-body technology is actually what's called a honeycomb design, and it holds the LiFePO 4 cells inside those cells. That actually makes it a lot smaller of a housing for the battery packaging. It also makes it a lot more protectant of those LiFePO 4 cells. So you don't have to worry about shear points, swelling of the batteries. You also don't have to worry about the 3-stage building of the battery. It is actually a little bit less of a building of that battery. So green energy, no pollution, no risk of CO poisoning, which is actually really, really amazing. Library quiet usage. It is less than 30 decibels. Most of that sound is going to be the charging of the fans. It is actually really nicely low noise usage. The aluminum telescopic aluminum handle is actually very beautifully well done. This would work great for even your RVs, your toy haulers, your home backup power, your patio leisure, outdoor works, or even, of course, parties. Let's say you guys want to throw a party. It's actually really well done. Again, 80-20 plugs is what it's going to use for those solar panels. That's just where you're at with this. So, great little option. Now, the system, like I said, the system alone is actually at a phenomenal price point of under $2,999. We have the device with the 500X solar panel for $4,299 with the $600 clippable coupon, plus use that 5% discount code. Where it's really cool though is the full kit. Now I'm going to check that full kit. The full kit is going to be, let's go to the product page. Let's kind of show you guys this. So this is the full kit that you guys are going to get for a phenomenal price point of $5,999. Normally, there's a $1,000 clippable coupon. That $1,000 clippable coupon is going to bring you down to $499. Use another 5% off. You're going to get 2 of these 500-watt solar panels. You're going to get the station, and you're going to get that $1,600 smart transfer switch. The smart transfer switch, we can kind of go into this, does need to be installed by an electrician, and it does need to be connected to your electronic panel. Now, kind of cool that it can do that. It connects up to your house power. It has 12 individual circuits or circuit breakers that can be mounted inside the panel. With it, it comes with the connector. It actually connects up to the power station, and that's where your 0 milliseconds of switchover comes from. Inside the app, and we can hopefully show you guys a little bit of image of this, this app is going to allow you to indicate the battery charge of the system. It's going to allow you to show you guys the consumption of the day. It's going to allow you to show you guys the solar generation of your solar array, which is only showing 1 watt on this one for that day. It's also going to show you guys the electric consumption from your electric panel, which was 31 watts on that image that you're seeing there. The generation shows 156 watt hours of generation for this. Now you can switch it from generator to electric power to charge it from either way. If you're doing solar array, leave it on generator. If you're doing the electric charging, put it on electric. It switches inside the app. The app is going to give you guys real-time monitoring at real-time solving. It is, of course, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectable. It's going to give you guys optimal schedule energy savings. And it's kind of cool. Right here is a list of all your individual plugs that comes in it. Let me see. Where's it at? See, there's the kind of the gift. So if you guys can see, that is the little carrying bag. Limited 50 pieces if you purchase these kits or these products. So kind of cool. Kind of really amazing deal. So that is the 5,000 plus system, guys. Is there any questions that I can answer about any of these stations while we're sitting here for the next about 40 minutes? So, any questions whatsoever? We're definitely here to answer many questions. While we're waiting for people to see if there's any questions that they need asked, we're going to move over to that camera. We're going to move this camera to here. And we're going to kind of swivel over. That is that new 500X. That's the new 500X solar panel that you guys see in there. That 500X solar panel is a $999 solar panel. That solar panel is 500 watts of charging capability through this panel. The cool part about this panel is it is made up of 6 85-watt solar panels. That solar panel is going to come in that 5,000 kit. You're going to get 2 of these panels. Now this panel, when fully installed, is approximately 98 inches long. When disassembled, each panel by itself is 39 inches tall by 20 inches wide. Not that, it's actually still very, very big. So this is going to have 2 of these included with that kit, or if you guys buy it by itself, it is $999. Now, fully waterproof, water resistant for harsh and wet weather, can be used out in the rain without an issue. So really kind of cool with that. 25% efficiency in converting light to power with the bifacial conversion. It's going to give you an extra, it's going to be more efficient than some of the others out there, which is beautiful. This is compatible with the 2000 plus, 3000 Pro, 5000 plus systems. Technically can work on the 2000 V2. It can work on the 2000 Pro, the 1500 Pros and stuff like that. It's just not going to give you that full power. It is fully disassembled. You guys can disassemble each panel and use it separately on different stations if you want to. Each panel is an 85 watt panel separately. It is still made from the monocrystalline solar cells. It is actually a very good and very efficient solar panel. The panels are waterproof and dustproof. They can actually be fully washed with a hose. So if you guys want to wash it with a hose, go ahead and wash it with a hose. That's up to you. Now, inside the kit, you guys are going to get a charging cable. You're going to get six to eight ground spikes. You're going to get a hex key. That hex key is going to allow you to mount the 40 individually screws to the 10 different hinges. You also get 2 Anderson clip plugs. You do need to clip or plug the end of the side that you are not using. Connect it up to whatever power station you want and get that charge rate going. 500 watts at 18 volts or a little bit more. It's actually a really great piece of product. Now, very efficient as well. It can be folded down into a very thin package of less than 5 inches thick when folded all the way down, which means you guys can power anything anywhere. If you're on a boat, camping, balcony, courtyard, backyards, off your roof. It's up to you, pick and choose. They indicated and made these solar panels acceptable down to about minus 40 degrees all the way up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually really well done for you. Of course, the hinges, the DC 8020 output plug, the Anderson clip, of course, adapters. You're going to have to use all of that to connect it up and charge on your station. If you want to use just the 85 watt panel, you can do that. That's up to you, but you have to use the indication. So very easy, very acceptable, and beautifully, beautifully well done. It's a really cool, amazing piece. All right, so with that, we're going to circle all the way back to, let's go to the starting of the show. Because we've talked about a lot of the bigger stations. Let's talk about the smaller ones. So we're going to move back to the camera. We're going to talk about the 100 Plus. I'm going to grab the 100 Plus off of the ground. Now, this is an $89 package. This $89 power station is actually very, very small. This is a 2.25 pound device. This 2.25 pound device does 99 watt hours of power or 31,000 milliamps of power. That amount of power is actually very acceptable and very easy to carry around. You guys can see the size of this. It does have a screen, so if I turn on the screen, you guys are going to see, it's going to show you guys the battery charge. It's going to also indicate the input and output of the voltage. On the front, you have a USB-C ports. 2 of those ports are 100 watts in and out. You also have a USB-A port that does 18 watts output with that. Now, with this device, 99 watt hours power, you can charge 6 iPhone 14s off of this. You guys can run, of course, your Nintendo Switch for about 4.5 hours. The even better part is this is actually TSA approved. The TSA approved this device so you can take it through a checkpoint. You can use it on an airplane without a problem. I love that they added that. It does come with the 100 watt cable, so you do get the USB-C to USB-C cable, 100 watts pass through. You also get, of course, the 8020 to USB-C adapter for your solar panels. Just plug it on in, and of course, you guys can start using this as well. Can it charge a pacemaker? Now, I really don't know if it can charge a pacemaker. I don't know what the power of a pacemaker or the plug that a pacemaker uses. If it can connect up to a USB-C port, then yes, technically, I believe it can actually charge it. If it does not have a USB-C or USB-A port, then no, it cannot. Now, it's a really cool little piece that does really, really well for you guys if you need to. So I kind of like that on hand. So 100 Plus is a really cool one. New England. I'm in New England. Alright guys, we're going to go from the 100 Plus by itself for $89 to the package deal. This is going to be with the Mini 40 solar panel. Now total package weight is less than 5 pounds. So less than 5 pounds is actually a really, really amazing weight with this. Now this is actually portable and very carryable. You guys, this solar panel is less than a 1/2 inch thick. It's 12 inches tall. It's literally the size of a notebook. you could fit the solar panel in a backpack without a problem. Now, with it being able to fit in a backpack, you guys can take this hiking, camping, or pretty much portable wherever you really want to. Fully waterproof, water resistant with an IP68 rating. This can actually be used in the rain or harsh wet weather without a problem. It has a magnetic clasp that folds open, and it actually will allow you to see the monocrystalline solar cells. Now, with you pop it open, you can actually see this and actually have this opened and have 4 panels. It's actually quite long with this piece right here. Now, it's going to do 40 watts of charging capability and, of course, 23% efficiency even in low light settings for you. If you wanted to, though, you guys, you could clip it shut, hang it on a backpack, and use it just like that. So, hang it on your backpack, and you guys will have half of the panel charging while you're hiking. It's a really cool little idea with that. The 5,000 plus is ahead. Yeah, the 5,000 plus is actually really nice. It's a beautiful one. It's an amazing little piece that does perfectly well for you guys when you guys are going to need something like that. So, 1 second, everybody. I actually just lost something. So, let's pop over. Let's show you guys a really quick little video. Bear with me, everybody. Be right back. 1 hot second. Sorry guys, my camera's just quit and I'm trying to fix them real quick. I'm not sure why my camera just dropped out. Okay, the camera is back. I was actually talking about my wireless camera. My wireless camera quit all out of nowhere. Not sure what just happened. It might have... Keep it off. Really? We're gonna have to, you guys calm down, everybody. That wasn't actually my main camera that quit. It was actually the other camera that I have down below. I have multiple cameras in action, so. Like that one. That's the one that quit. And of course, we have multiple other cameras that do a lot of different stuff. Now, like I said, guys, the 100 Plus is a really cool one with that. Yeah, the camera's definitely back. We had a slight technical snafu. I think it's overheating, so that's a little bit of a problem if it's overheating. I'm going to have to get a fan down there. Not a big issue, but we'll get that corrected tomorrow. Now, of course, guys, if you want to, you guys can use a lot more stuff with this and power a lot of different items. Now, what we're going to bounce back to is we're going to move over to the 240 V2. Now, the 240 V2 is a really cool little power station in its own right. This is the 240 V2. 256 watt-hours of power, 31 beautiful, beautiful little inches, right? Look at that thing. 256 watt-hours of power. It can actually do 300 watts of pure sine wave power through the AC outlet. Can peak at 600. With that, we have, of course, a USB-C port that does 100 watts charging capability and a USB-C port that does 15 watts of charging capability. USB-A at 15 watts and a DC 12-volt 10-amp plug. On the side, we have, of course, that little beautiful flashlight that does really, really well with that. Now, on this usage, guys, you can actually do multiple things from the CPAP machine to your cameras to your lighting gear to everything in between. Now, it has what's called Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 means you guys can do emergency charging mode and have it fully charged in 1 hour of time. If you are using standard charging mode, under 2 hours fully charged without a problem, no issues. Now, on a full charge, you should be able to run a Bluetooth speaker for about 16 hours of runtime. You guys can do 12 to 13 cell phone batteries or 4 drone batteries. Now, if you guys are drone flyers, It's actually a really cool idea to do that. For people like me that are actually just really hot under all this lighting, plug in a house fan and run a house fan for about 4 hours. Now, most of those house fans are about 45 watts of power. If you also want to, you guys can do a Wi-Fi router for about 14 hours or a 5-watt light bulb for 20 hours. This thing can even power that 75-inch flat screen TV back there for over 4 hours. I've actually done it. This is a nice little lightweight package. Now, this little lightweight package by itself is at a great price point for you guys at $179. If you want to, though, you can get it with, of course, the Mini 40 solar panel for $249. Now, we just showed you guys that solar panel with the 100 plus. That is actually another really great package deal that is very portable and can be taken pretty much anywhere. Now, guys, it's a really, really amazing little piece that's going to do well in all settings, of course, for you. And it's going to do what you need on hand. And I kind of like that you guys can do stuff like that. Now, if you really want to, you guys can even do, let's say, CPAP machines for about 5 hours. So it can actually do that as well. If you guys want to, you guys can run other pieces besides CPAP machines. It's not an issue to actually run other items, whether it be your flashlights, your, mini fridges, to recharging your emergency power station like the 100 plus. So you could do that off of this one. So it's a really cool little piece. Now we're going to jump over the 300. We're going to move to the 500 because the 500 is actually on the table behind us. The 500 is actually another really cool one. We're going to pop over to the camera. We're going to move the camera down here to the table. We're going to zoom on in and we're going to bring it on in there. Now we're going to zoom in because this is the 500. The 500 is a little step up in power and size. The 500 is actually about 13 pounds, which is actually still acceptable. 13-pound package is actually decently well done without a problem. With it, you're going to have 518 watt hours of power, but it does have a fixed handle. The fixed handle is going to allow you to carry it around without a problem. You do have one American Standard AC outlet that's going to do 500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1,000 for you. Now, that's actually really decently well done, but you also have 3 USB-A ports that do 5 volt 2.4 amps. Beside that, you're going to have a 12 volt 10 amp plug, and you're going to have, of course, 2 more of those little DC plugs as well. On the opposite side, there is a flashlight, which you guys are probably not seeing, but we can kind of turn it on. So you have a standard flashlight over here, and you guys can, of course, turn it on without a problem. Now, with it, of course, you guys, it's going to take about 5.5 hours to fully charge this on a wall plug. It's also going to take about 5.5 hours to charge it on a car outlet. If you use, let's say, a 100-watt solar panel, about 7.5 hours is your charge rate with this. But with the full 518 watt hours of power, you guys can run a 9 hours with a mini cooler, 7 hours on the flat screen TV, 30 hours on a laptop, which is kind of cool. You could run more than just that because, well, let's be honest, you could do a blender and air compressors. You guys can do electric blankets. You could do CPAP machines. CPAP machines should be able to go all night without a problem. You should get a full 8 hours of sleep without an issue on a CPAP machine plugged into this device. But do remember, you have a single AC outlet. If you guys plug in like an extension cord to this, you're only going to get a max of 500 watts of pure sine wave, but it does, of course, peak at 1,000. At 1,000, it's not clean power, but it is still power. So by itself, it's $284.99. With the solar panel, it is $479. It's a great deal right there with that, of course, and an amazing point. If you guys want, though, if you guys spend over $1,500, you guys can use that 5% off code to get 5% off of your purchases. So you guys are set and safe there with that. Very amazing little piece. Now, next to it is actually the 1000 V2. The 1000 V2 is, of course, the deal of the day. Now, we're going to move over to the 1000 V2 right here, if I can get my camera to going correctly, and we're going to talk about this. So, deal of the day, because it is actually $349 today if you use the code we have. No, there's no code, guys. Just go over to the Amazon page, clip the $50 clippable coupon, and get it for $349. Now, $349 is a great price point for 1,070 watt hours of power. This device does weigh approximately 24 pounds. Now, 24 pounds is an acceptable weight to me for a station of this size. This does have, of course, Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 is going to allow you to fully charge it in a 1-hour charge mode in supercharge mode. If you need standard charging under 2 hours, it's a little over an hour and a half on an AC outlet wall plug. Now, wide variety of ranges and stuff that can be done with this on hand. You have the AC outlets that do 1500 watts of pure sine wave power. That means you guys can run 1150 watt window AC through that plug for about an hour of time or so. You also have the two standard USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt port, one's a 30 watt port. You also have the USB-A 18 watt port and the 12 volt 10 amp plug above it. You also have a flashlight. These are all ran by itself off of it if you want to individually switch them on. Or you guys can do, of course, app control. App control is actually very accessible and easy. Individually, guys, just hit it, turn the flashlight on, and you're good to go. And you guys can actually hit it again, turn it on brighter, hit it again, go SOS pattern, and shut it off. Same with the AC plugs and the front screen. So if you guys want to shut it off, just hold it down for 3 seconds, and it powers the system off. With it is a LiFePO 4 cell, so that means you guys are going to get about 4,000 charge cycles for the next 10 years. Then after that, you're going to have about 70 to 80% battery left. That means it's only going to charge to 70 to 80% battery capacity after the 4,000 charge cycles. Pretty much standard in most lithium cells or most batteries these days. You do have a battery lifespan with them. Now, like I said, $349, guys, that is a 56% savings on a package deal that can run pretty much whatever you really want. From your 520 watt double door refrigerator to even your house oven. Now, your house oven's about 800 watts of power, so you're not going to get a long run time, but it can and is acceptable to be able to run that. Now, we also have it with, of course, the 200 watt solar panel for $699. That is also the other deal of the day. Now, that is a 46% savings for you guys if you need a savings of this style. The 1000 V2 is definitely worth checking out and picking up today. Don't sleep on those deals because, guys, I can tell you, they're going to sell quick. They're going to sell really, really quick. The actual size of this device is about 8 inches long by 12 inches wide. Technically, I think it's the other way around. 12 inches long by 8 inches deep by about 9 inches tall is the way you're going to go with that actual measurements. UL listed drop test is a UL certified 20, I think it's like 2743 is the UL certified. It's also UL 94V-0 flame retardant material. It's not fireproof, but flame retardant and high power high heat resistant. It can and will catch fire over a certain temperature is what we're saying, all right? Now, next to this device is the 2000 V2. The 2000 V2, of course, is another really cool little piece right here. So let's do this. So the 2000 V2 is actually the big brother of the 1000 V2. It is 2042 watt hours of power in a device that can actually turn on a flashlight by a remote control. That is your phone. That phone can actually go a lot brighter or just turn off the flashlight altogether. It can even turn on the screen or off the screen if you want to by the actual app. The app is Android-based or iOS-based, which is completely free on the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store for those of you that need it to. Now, where it's kind of cool is because you do have 2,042 watt hours of power. You guys can pick this device up today for $791. You do have to use the Black Friday code that we have for you, which I can have Phil share for you guys on the Dragon Blogger side. With this, though, you do have 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 2,200 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 4,400 for those of you that need the little extra power for it. Now with it, you have, like I said, 2 USB-C ports, 1 USB-A port, 12 volt 10 amp DC plug, and a flashlight on the front, which you guys just saw. The 2,042 watt hours of power does have Charge Shield 2.0, can be charged in a 1-hour charge rate without an issue. With it being 34% smaller, it's actually made from what's called cell-to-body technology. So the body of this actual device actually encapsulates the lithium LiFePO4 cells. That means it takes up less space and less weight of building the battery bank. With that max amount of power, you guys can run, let's say, your 1150 watt window AC for approximately almost 2 hours. Now, if you really want to, you guys can run an electric drill for 8 hours, your water pump or sump pumps for about 20 hours. You can also do a shop vac for 2.5 hours, coffee maker for about 2 hours, electric grill for about 1.5 hours, or if you really want to, your double door refrigerator for over 4 hours. Pretty phenomenally well done with a system of this size. Now, it is 40 pounds, so do know it does weigh approximately 40 pounds. Now, 40 pounds is not too heavy that you couldn't move it around, but it is a little bit heavier for some of the other people that may not want to use that of that size. Does have, of course, a beautiful handle, silicone pads on the handle, so you guys can see that orange stripe in the back. That's the silicone pad on the handle. Has cooling technologies and does and can accept, of course, solar panels to actually charge this device. The solar panel power that can be plugged into this is, of course, multiple 200 watt solar panels, or you guys can do a 500 watt solar panel if you really wanted to. More power, less weight. You guys could do probably anywhere from 60 to 80 cell phone battery charges off of this. 280 GoPro batteries. That's crazy amount of GoPro batteries. That's like your 4 watt GoPro batteries. 20 drone battery charges, 24 laptop times, of course, with this. This is literally 40 times smaller than some of the others in the market. So that's actually really kind of cool. The comparison of size is actually decently well. Like I said, they're about 13 inches long by 10 inches deep by 11 inches tall. That's actually acceptable if you guys look at that compared to, let's say, the 2000 plus above it. Now, that's the same battery weight and make. So to have a size difference of that much and weight difference is phenomenal, phenomenal. Now, $791 for the actual 2000 V2 by itself is a great price point for you guys if you need. Now, we also have the 2000 V2 and 2 of the 200 watt solar panels tonight for $1,500. That's a savings of 40%. Normally like $2,500. So now I know it's getting hot in here because the battery or the fan on the 3000 Pro just kicked on. So it is definitely warm in my apartment tonight. Alright guys, we're down to the last 25 minutes of the show. Is there any products that anybody would like me to show that you have not seen yet already? Now, we can actually show you guys like cabling, which isn't a problem. So most of your solar panels will come with cabling like this. So you guys have a nice little cable. It's got 8020, 7909 adapters and a USB-C port. You guys will either get like a Anderson Y-clip splitter, which is kind of cool. A lot of your stations are going to come with, of course, the house plug, your standard 3-prong house plug. You're also going to get, like, let's say, your beautiful cigarette car lighter charger for some of these stations. So you may get some of that cabling. Every station you guys see here does come with a cable to make sure that you guys are up and running and can charge and accessorize with all of these systems. So that's where it's kind of cool. Now, because of the cabling and all of the other cool stuff, let's actually show you guys the 3000 Pro system. Now, the 3000 Pro system is actually $2,000 today. That's like a 50% savings. Now, if we go over to the Tiny 2, you guys are going to see, I'd like to see the, which one? The 100 watt or the 500? We can do that. Which one, Sheila? The 100 watt bifacial, the 100 prime, or the 500? Yeah, now you're asking tricky questions. Which one you want to see that's bifacial? All right, we can do that. All right, let's show you guys the 100 watt bifacial solar panel. This is the 100 watt bifacial solar panel. This is an actually amazing solar panel that is fully waterproof, water resistant. Now, this 100 watt solar panel is at $209 today. It is a great price point. This is actually my favorite. It really is. Now, it's got this beautiful kickstand that's going to allow you to set it up, of course. It has riveted on handles. It has, of course, clasp that unlatch for you guys. And when you pop it open, you're going to be greeted with, of course, a blue sign. Now, you're probably looking at like, this is a 100 watt panel. No, guys, we barely have this open, but I'm just trying to show you guys the blue side. Now, it does and it can fold open and close like this. Now, this is actually going to do about 24 to 25% efficiency. The actual side that you're going to aim towards the sun is the black side. Now, the black side is actually going to allow you to grab the sun a lot better. When fully opened, it is approximately 45 to 50 inches long or more. It is actually a really long panel. Now with it, it's going to be IP68 rating, which means you guys can use it in wet weather, harsh rain without a problem whatsoever. You can leave it outside without an issue. It's not going to hurt this device. Being bifacial, you're going to want to angle it in about a 45-degree angle or about a 25-degree angle. That way there is a ground behind it, so when the sun goes through it, it reflects back and hits the back side, which is, of course, the blue side. With that being said, because you have both sides, you're actually being more efficient and grabbing more sunlight, which means you're charging at a better rate. That means the efficiency of this solar panel is a lot higher than the original 100 watt panel. At $209, this is actually a really, really great deal. Now, why is my carousel not checked? And I'm going to actually check it on my side. I'm not sure why it didn't check for you guys, so bear with me. So there it is, checked for you guys. Now, this is a cool little panel. This panel is, of course, and will be usable on the 100 plus power station, that little mini power station. You can plug that into this. The 240s, the 300s, the 500s, the 600 plus, the 700 plus if you guys have it before they quit making it, the 1000s, that's going to be like the original 1000, the 1000 V2, the 1000 plus systems. It can also work on the 1500s if you really want to. It is a wide variety of ranges. Now, it is going to use that solar cable that I just showed you. This is a 9.5 foot cable that is, of course, comes in this kit. This kit's got, of course, an adapter. It's got an 8020 and a 7909. It also has a USB-C plug. That is, of course, is an adapter. And we're going to put that back on here because I don't want it to fall off. Now, I'm actually going to go a lot farther than I normally do because I don't like when it falls off. So you're going to have all of these inside this kit. Now, this is a 9.5 foot cable. This 9.5 foot cable is long enough to reach most areas. Now, what I'm always going to recommend, they make a 16.5 foot extension cable for this devices. Get the extender cable. That way you guys can get the power station up and out of the ground and into a dry area while you don't have to worry about the solar panels. Now, these are very high visible cabling, so you don't have to worry about accidentally running it over with a lawnmower or digging it up. You are going to see this cable in the ground or laying wherever you put it or strapped to the side of your house, depending on how you use this cable. This solar panel is, of course, and can be carried around. It is less than like 11 pounds. It is nice and light. This is not a heavy piece. So to have a piece like this can be carried around, it's very, very doable. Now, here's some other cool stuff. Most of these cables that are in this weight range and that are this long, they add these very cool pressed rings. These pressed rings, or these ringlets, are going to allow you to tie it down. To be able to tie this down means you guys don't have to worry about it flying away in, of course, the wind, which is kind of cool. So that's the 100-watt solar panel, bifacial, beautiful little piece. So there's one of them. Now we're going to show you guys the large and new one. Now we're going to pop over to this camera and we're going to move over. That is called the 500X. Now, yes, that is probably not the best camera angle, but it is, of course, and I got the hiccups, the 500X. The 500X is, of course, their newer bifacial solar panel. Their newer bifacial solar panel is going to do, of course, 25% efficiency in converting light to power even in low light settings. This is a 500-watt solar panel. It is a $1,000 solar panel, though. It does cost you a little bit for this solar panel, but it is a large, large solar panel. Now, the 500-watt panel is, of course, very beautifully well done. It is made of 6, you heard me correctly, 6 85-watt panels. Each one of those panels has an Anderson clip that connects it up and clips it together to hold it in place. So you have all of that connectability to actually connect it up. This is where it's kind of cool. You can actually break it down and use the 85-watt single. So you don't have to use the full 500-watt panel. When they're interlinked, you have that 500-watt panel, which is actually kind of cool. Now, by itself, they're about 39 inches by 20 inches. When connected together with all of the clips that you guys see there connected like I have them. It is 98 inches long. It is almost 100 inches long. That is a long solar panel. That solar panel is so long that I cannot do it in my house. It's crazy. It's super long. The efficiency, the IP68 rating, it is of course acceptable and usable on the 2000 Plus, the 3000 Pro, the 5000 Plus, and will work outdoor for long-term use. It can be used in minus 40 degree weather all the way up to 185 degree weather. You can't go wrong with that 500X. It's a really, really very beautifully well done solar panel. I commend Jackery for making that one because to have a solar panel that size, that means you don't have to have, let's say, 6 of the 100-watt solar panels or 6 of the 200-watt panels. You guys could do 2 or 3 of these panels or just one of them to run most of your stations and chargeability. That's actually a really cool thing to do that. Now you guys can kind of see that panel just peeking over the top over there. All right, guys, we talked about panels, we talked about stations. Let's run down the discounts one more time. First and foremost, we have what's called best price guarantee. That best price guarantee, guys, is going to guarantee your price and purchase of the said items all the way up till December 2nd. If you guys purchase, let's say, an item today and you see it on sale tomorrow for, let's say, $30 cheaper, reach out to customer service and they are going to refund you that $30 difference. And you'll have to actually show them what you paid and show them what the difference is and where you found it on Amazon, all right? So that's the way that's going to work. That guarantee is good till December 2nd. After December 2nd, it is no longer good. The next deal is going to be that 5% discount code. That 5% discount code is good for any purchases over $1,500, excluding the 1000 V2s and the 2000 V2 packages. Now, we also have that banner rotating down there. You're going to see the 1000 V2 and the 200-watt solar panel banner for about $699. That means you guys can get that deal for $699. You also can get the 2000 V2 for $791 with the Black Friday discount code that we have for you. We then have the 1000 V2. The 1000 V2 is actually $349 today, which is the deal of the day. I'm going to tell you that's the best deal of the day. That's probably the best Black Friday deal that Jackery is throwing out there for you. That's an amazing deal with all of those packages and deals. Now, we also have that free gift for anybody that buys the 5000 plus system. So, the 5000 plus system, if I drop over here and we just let's grab cameras and move down here. So that system, if you buy any of the system, 5000 system or the 5000 kit, you are eligible for getting the actual very cool package protective bag. Now, that is actually limited to 50 pieces. What I can tell you is, usually those 50 pieces fly because these products really, really move quickly. So if you want it, you're going to want to have to purchase it really soon, or those 50 pieces will disappear very, very fast. Now, the 5000 system, of course, is their newest system. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal system that packs quite a wallop. This system, of course, by itself is $3,499 before any of the discounts. Now, there's a $500 clippable coupon on the page for the product by itself. There's also that 5% code that you guys can use. If you want the 5000 plus the single solar panel, that's going to be about $4,299. There is a $600 clippable coupon on Amazon. Now, like the little banner in the other corner says, click and apply the discount on the page. Don't forget to do that. You guys can save yourself some money. The full kit is where we're going to talk about, because you guys really want to get a full kit if you're buying the system. So get the 5000 plus kit. That kit's going to be 2 of those 500X solar panels that we just showed you guys, the smart transfer switch, and of course the station. $5,999 is your normal price point for that. There is there's a $1,000 clippable coupon on that page for you. That $1,000 clippable coupon is going to bring down the price to $4,999. Then again, use that 5% discount code that we have, you guys, the Black Friday Live 2024 code, and you're going to get another 5% off of that. Now, 5,040 watt hours of power, 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power through all of those AC outlets. Is expandable up to 30 kilowatts of hour power with 5 batteries. Can be connected up with the smart transfer switch and paralleled with another 5,000. And you can have a total of 10 batteries for 60 kilowatts of hour power. This is a very expandable and very beautifully well done system. The system does weigh about 132 pounds. That 132 pounds does weigh, but is very usable and easily movable with the wheels and the handle. You literally can tip it over and roll it without a problem. It has a very nice and very beautifully built system. So the way they built that system, that it is leveraged perfectly easy to tip it as easy as it does, is phenomenal for the amount of science and math that they had to use to design that. Just going to go there with you. 1 second, everybody. This system's a little different than some of the others. It's got, of course, 2 240 NEMA plugs. One's a 14-30, the other is a 14-50. That 14-50 is going to allow you to connect up, like your EV cars, your washers and dryers in your household. With it, it's also got what's called high pass voltage solar array connections. So if you guys have, let's say, like your 4,000 watt solar array that you guys have mounted to your roof of your house. I think Phil's got one of those big arrays at his place. You can connect it up to the solar station through the high pass solar array connecting plugs. That's kind of cool that it does that. It also has the low pass solar connection. Now, the low pass is going to allow you to charge at 1,200 watts max. The high pass will do 4,000 watts max. 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power through the AC outlets. But when you connect up the second station, you guys can do 14,400 watts of power through those AC outlets. You have a 5 kilowatt array on your roof. Yeah, so right there. You can actually connect up this station to that array and charge it right off that array with no problem. That's actually really beautifully well done. So for those of you that are looking for a new station, this is an option for you. It is a nice, beautifully sized device as well. I mean, you guys, yes, it's a little bit tall, but it's not so tall that it's outrageously tall. Let's be honest. It's about 23 inches tall or so. Has 2 large 3-inch wheels, 2 casters on the front. The price point is where it's really at because you're getting it for $4,999 plus another 5% off for this whole package. Really, really well done. So, guys, that, of course, is a bunch of amazing deals and a bunch of crazy products for you guys tonight. With that being said, I think we have like 5 or so minutes left of this show. Yes, so there are extra batteries for the 5,000, Jason. So you can connect up to 5 batteries on that 5,000. The batteries are not on Amazon. They were on Amazon, but I think they were removed because of they were sold out. But yes, there are extra batteries. You can actually run up to 5 batteries, which will give you about 30 kilowatts of hour power through that device. So yeah, there are batteries for that. If you meant the 5,000. If you meant like the 500, no, there's none for the 500. Yeah. I should have a battery coming, I think, for the 5,000. So when it shows up, I will be doing a video and showing you guys that. Now, we can actually, you know what? Let's show you guys a product page real quick. Because I want to make sure you guys get all the information you can on the 5,000 before we go. I want to show you guys this little product page. So this is what they call the Smart Transfer Switch. This Smart Transfer Switch will actually work with up to 60 kilowatts of hour power, and it will do 14,400 watts of pass-through power through this device. Now, it will, of course, need to be switched and connected on by an electrician. When you're connected up, it's got 12 individual electrical circuits. So those circuits are going to allow you to do breakers. Those breakers are going to allow you to, of course, connect up to your circuits in your house. Now, when it is fully connected, this will allow 60 kilowatts of hour power through the 2 different 5,000s and the 10 batteries. Now, when you have this device connected, though, it can become a UPS power supply or an uninterrupted power supply. Most of the uninterrupted power supplies are about 20 milliseconds. When you have this device, it is 0 milliseconds. So the moment you lose power, it is taken over and you don't even notice anything. Your lights will not flicker, your fridge will not turn off, your stove will not shut off, your computer will not lose the work you were doing. It automatically kicks over and runs with that. Now, it works with the app, and the app is kind of cool because the app will actually indicate like your usage, your charge, your solar array charge. It will actually indicate at what time of the day you're using the most charge for. To have that, of course, is kind of cool inside of an app. Now, this piece by itself, like I said, the Smart Transfer Switch is a $1,699 piece. It is included in that 5,000 kit. So you're going to get that Smart Transfer Switch. You're going to get the 2 solar panels. You're going to get, of course, the station all in that kit for like $4,999 after using that clippable coupon, which is kind of cool that they did that for you. The solar panel is, of course, a bifacial 500X solar panels, which is phenomenal. So really, really great piece. The station alone by itself should be able to run most of your house with 1 day of usage. And like I said, it has 240. 1 second, everybody. It has 2 of the 240 plugs, which are the NEMA Adapt NEMA plugs. So you guys can do the 14-50 NEMA plug for like your EV cars or your washers and dryers. You also have the 14-30, which is your smaller NEMA plugs as well. It also has the AC transfer switch plug on the one side. It also has the high power voltage. So, like I said, you guys can do the high power voltage array and do 4,000 watts of solar charging into this system. That means this system is definitely geared towards running your whole household for days without a problem. You should see and have no issues with running this for over 10 years at 100% battery capacity without an issue. All of these devices do come with a standard 5-year warranty, I believe, on the 5000. It's like a 3-year plus 2-year extended warranty. So 5 years. Anytime you have any slight issues, reach out to them and they are there to back you up without a problem. And that's where, you know, they're standing behind their product and they're doing very well by standing behind that. So that, of course, is that price right there and that discount and that deal and that station. We showed you guys a bunch of different products tonight. We had a bunch of fun. This was my second 4-hour show today for Jackery, of course, with that. Now, with that, these deals are going to last. We're actually going to be back here tomorrow morning for another show with some more amazing products. So hopefully you guys will come around, stick around, and hang around with us on that show. With that being said, I'm going to actually shut this off about 3 minutes short and shy of the 4-hour mark. I've been sitting here way too long, and I'm sure you guys all know where I need to go. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow morning on the next Jackery show. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday evening, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night, everybody.